Oh boy, we've got a fucking Shoe0nHead video. I mean, like, I don't know. I have seen, like, some of Shoe0nHead's previous content, and, I mean, it's pretty clear to me that Shoe0nHead will both sides basically everything without adding any level of intelligence to the conversation, and then just, like, come gargle conservative shit because that's where the narrative is dominant currently. And she, I guess, like, it's based to do so in, like, a lot of the content creation political atmospheres. Like, she kind of knows, like, where to toe the line when it comes to the conservative audience. And yesterday, I, like, skimmed around this video into, like, different parts. And from the very little I saw, I was fucking upset. Like, this looks rough. Basically, Shoe0nHead uploaded a video called "Is America Okay?" Absolutely not. I mean, we are under, I would say, like, this is probably some level of a fucking dictatorship that we're under with Trump, with him constantly utilizing ICE and deporting people without due process, and trying to basically utilize ICE as much as possible as his, like, personal secret police to try to push for a third term, basically. That's really what I think is happening here. And, it's actually fucking scary. It's legitimately terrifying. So, can't wait to see what Shoe0nHead has to say about this.
Hello friends, my name is Shoe0nHead, and welcome to my new series, The Hell World Report. Some of you may remember my old series that was just called Hell World. If you do, you can qualify for a veterans discount. Congratulations! And if you remember the Gamergate days, well...
Yeah, veterans discount would be nice if Trump wasn't actively making cuts to all of them, basically, and also trying to, fucking take away Mark Kelly's veteran status for saying that, you know, like, you don't have to follow illegal orders. That's what he said. And, like, Trump was trying to get his fucking veteran status away, which is, like, a threat to free speech. But I guess that's neither here nor there.
Please come collect your retirement. But yeah, if you have not seen my old series, go check it out. I will put the link to the playlist down below. I think it's a really interesting time capsule into the years 2020 and 2021, like, how crazy it was back then, and then in retrospect comparing it to how crazy it is now. But this is a shorter, more condensed version of that series. Think of it as a Temu, Jon Stewart, or Stephen Colbert before they morphed into the same flavor of shitlib. You see, I'm better than those late night
shitlib. What? Okay. How did they turn into shitlibs? Like, literally, like, a lot of the night talk show, or, like, Jimmy Kimmel was, like, one of them as well, where, like, Jimmy Kimmel had his, like, fucking platform taken away because Donald Trump didn't like the criticism. Like, what do you... Okay. I mean...
Stephen Colbert before they morphed into the same flavor of shitlib. You see, I'm...
Oh, okay. Great.
Better than those late night Jimmys because I don't get my news
we're off to an amazing start.
From mainstream sources like some kind of hack. No. I get them from far more reputable places like Instagram Reels and Femboy Groiper 69 on Twitter. From Furry Ballroom.
Yes, that is a very reputable source. Twitter is, like, the best way. Because, like, I mean, Twitter at this point is, like, the biggest, like, disinformation platform, like, out there. Like, Elon Musk is, like, the #1 pusher of disinformation on his own platform. And it's very funny because if you ask Grok, which is his own AI that he purposefully at least attempts to modify to be more right-leaning and less politically correct, Grok will spit back out like a fucking, like the pushers of disinformation being RFK, Elon Musk, and Donald Trump. So that's very interesting.
And the Epstein files to OnlyFans green cards and kidnapping foreign leaders.
Sorry, I have to go back. Hold on, what was that?
Instagram Reels and Femboy Groiper 69 on Twitter. From Furry Ballrooms.
Well, I mean, Nick Fuentes did try to go on a date with that fucking cat femboy person or whatever. I'm like, convinced Nick Fuentes is, like, a closeted gay, though, at this point.
And the Epstein files to OnlyFans green.
I keep fucking pausing at the femboy groiper. I have to like actually listen to what is she saying.
On Twitter. From Furry Ballrooms and the Epstein files to OnlyFans green cards and kidnapping foreign leaders, from government-funded purple-haired girlfriends to a potential civil war, we have a very packed show for you today.
Yeah, I mean, we saw, like, the ICE thing in the fucking thumbnail. I mean, I would say that ICE is pretty threatening, but then again, like, Trump is just using ICE as a distraction from the fact that he raped kids on Epstein Island more than anything else. Though new Epstein files did release very recently. Not all of them, though, because they refuse to fucking release, like, every single fucking file from the Epstein list. They're gonna try to filibuster. Again, I've said this before, but the strategy from Trump's administration and the Department of Justice is they are going to try to filibuster it as much as possible to not implicate Trump at all. And so he could stay in office for as long as he can and, like, optically look kind of okay and still maintain that plausible deniability of, oh, he may or may not be in the Epstein files, but if he wasn't in the Epstein files, he would release all of them. That's, like, really the main issue more than anything else.
It has been a crazy year. And it is only January. As I am filming
well, why do you think that is?
This, we are currently having a huge winter storm.
This morning, snow, ice, and frigid temperatures sweeping across the nation. 20 states under a state of emergency.
Ah yes, perfect weather to make some poor immigrant deliver me chicken tendies. It's...
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, cool. I mean, the party that you suck up to, Shoe0nHead, like, literally fucking dehumanizes and hates illegal immigrants. And I feel like a lot of it stems from the fact that they're just not white people. Like, if there was a... Like, Trump advocates for immigrants to come from, like, places like Europe and stuff. Because for one reason or another. But the moment it's somebody that wants to start a new life from Mexico, like, God forbid, they fucking steal our jobs, even though they take jobs that most of us wouldn't work anyways, right? I mean, I don't know, a little bit tone deaf.
So cold that Michigan and Minnesota received reports about exploding trees. Leftists said, no more ice, and God said...
Okay, well, we're really, like, being a little bit tone deaf in this video. I think it's, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like Shoe0nHead is the type of person to, like, she is capable of talking about sensitive topics, but only when, with a big asterisk. Like, if you look at her Charlie Kirk video, when she made a video on Charlie Kirk, the energy was not nearly this jokey. She was, like, very serious about it. She was very upset. And, like, listen... Charlie Kirk didn't deserve to die. I condemn the murderer of Charlie Kirk. Like, it was bad. But, like, I don't know. The ICE murders are also bad. So, I feel like we're being a little bit tone deaf. Like, it's like, I don't know. I think there's, like, a weird double standard going on where, like, if there's a murder that happens from the fucking insane right, then we, like, just, like, make fucking jokes and laugh about it. But the moment it happens to Charlie Kirk, suddenly it's all serious. And it's like, ooh, okay. I don't know. I don't know if I really like the direction that this video is going in already. Like, we're only, like, fucking, like, almost 2 minutes into this video, and I don't really like that.
Anyway, in news that should have stayed in 2016, apparently there is a new term women have coined called man-keeping.
Man-keeping is why women are done with dating. I've never heard of this term in my life.
Man-keeping is why women are done with dating. Researchers at Stanford have finally given a name to something many women have been dealing with for years. It's called man-keeping, and it's helping explain why so many women are stepping away from dating altogether. Man-keeping describes the emotional labor women end up doing in heterosexual relationships. It goes beyond remembering birthdays or coordinating social plans. It means being your partner's one-man support system, managing his stress, interpreting his moods, holding his hand through feelings he won't share with anyone else. All of it unpaid, unacknowledged, and often unreciprocated.
I mean, okay, like, obviously, here's the thing, right? Like, I think that there is a level of truth to being frustrated with this, because, like, I'm not proud of it. I've been in, like, a toxic relationship in the past. I, like, kind of made my partner, like, I was very dependent on my partner, and, like, she was very dependent on me and stuff, and, like, there was, like, a level of, I could say that there might have been, like, a level of, like, man-keeping in the relationship, and I honestly, like, I'm not really proud of it. Like, it's, like, something that I've tried to work on. I've tried to work on my own, like, emotional regulation. I'm not proud of it. I don't know, I mean, like, it makes sense, but, like, again, like, it being unpaid is a little bit strange, I will say. That part, I definitely do agree. Like, unacknowledged and unreciprocated, I would say is valid, but the unpaid part is definitely a little bit weird.
I hate this therapy speak people talk with nowadays.
Why?
Emotional labor? You mean being there for your partner.
No, that's not what it said. What it said specifically was, like, they don't want to be emotionally dependent onto them. Like, I've never heard of the term man-keeping, but I think the overall emotion with it is valid. I will say, being unpaid, like, that is a very weird way to frame it, but, like, the actual, like, legitimate fucking term that it's coining, like, I don't know. Like, there are some weird aspects to it, but I think the overall emotion is valid there. Are we gonna, like, at least acknowledge that?
This is why so many people are just gonna start dating ChatGPT. People thought men were gonna be the ones dating AI. No. They're gonna be the ones with these sex robots. Women are the ones who want the daily affirmation machines. Yes, honey, I love when you talk about all the drama at work. Tell me more about that bitch, Veronica. Man-spreading, man-splaining, man-interrupting, man-keeping, manscaping. Speaking of manscaping.
Okay, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I'm just not really, like, shitting my pants over it too much. Like, you could say that it's, like, a little bit whiny, I guess, but it's, like, I don't know. I think the overall emotion, like, feeling like you don't want to be too dependent on your partner, or your partner to be too dependent on you, is, like, a valid feeling to have, but alright.
Before we dive into the news, let's quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor, a sponsor that can help you with your manscaping, Henson Shaving. For the last few decades, razors haven't been designed to work better. They've been designed to be marketed better. More blades, more features, more—
Hey, I mean, we do gotta watch through all the ads. I mean, if we react to a video, we might as well watch all the ads and at least respect the sponsorships, right?
more gimmicks, and skin irritation is just something you're told to deal with. A big cause for that irritation is blade flex. Most razors use springs to let the blades move as you shave. That causes extra friction and razor burn, so people use aftershave, cold water, moisturizer, whatever. They fix the symptoms instead of the cause. But the question nobody asks is, should the blade actually move? How do we fix the actual problem? That's where Henson Shaving comes in. By fully supporting a two-sided blade all across—
The real question is, can it shave your balls very well? That's the science that we all need to know.
Its length at a 30-degree angle. They hold the blade in place to prevent any bouncing, skipping, just giving you an irritation-free shave. No springs, no movement, no reason to—
Shoe0nHead uses it for her peach fuzz. That's interesting.
Compensate
Sorry, maybe that was a little inappropriate.
with pressure. What separates Henson is the precision behind their design. With their Henson AL13 safety razor being manufactured in the same aerospace machine shop that built parts for the International Space Station. This level of precision allows the blade to extend just 1/1000th of an inch beyond the shave plane, less than the thickness of a human hair. Since I switched to Henson like almost 2 years ago now, I've noticed my shaves have been way silkier and smoother. No tugging, no cuts. Just a close shave that feels great on my skin. And here is the best part. Once you invest in a Henson razor, it is a lifetime purchase. The only thing you'll need to replace is the blades, which cost 10 cents each. So once you own the razor, you'll only be spending like $3 to $5 per year on blades, compared to the ongoing cost of buying those little plastic cartridges. Also, the Henson store offers a bunch of different colors, so you can pick out the razor that best suits your vibe. So if you're tired of razor burn, skin irritation, and paying for overpriced razor blades, Henson Shaving is definitely worth checking out. Just head over to hensonshaving.com/shoe and add both a Henson razor and 100 blades to your cart. Then enter the code SHOE at checkout to get the blades free with your purchase. Big thanks to Henson Shaving for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, as always, for not skipping the ad. You didn't, right? Now—
No, I didn't. I mean, like I said, we watch all the ads, right?
let's get back to the video. Alright, let's start with some good news. The median age of home buyers is now 59. But that's not all. America's seniors will now see a new $6,000 bonus exemption as part of the working families tax cut. That's $93 billion in tax cuts for seniors all over the country.
I mean, that's not, like, I mean, I don't know, like, at what cost? Like, the fucking, like, Republicans have actively tried to take away, like, make cuts to, like, Social Security and healthcare anyways, so, like, at, like, what cost?
And by working families tax cut, they mean you, the working family, giving another $1 billion wealth transfer to the most oppressed class, Boomers. Why are we giving these geriatric f***s another tax break? Maybe they should pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Maybe they should stop buying so much avocado toast.
Well, I mean, the unfortunate reality is that, like, a lot of these boomers, like, grew up during a different time period, and, like, I feel like the conservative party just seems to resonate with a lot of boomers more than anything else. In my opinion, like, they kind of fucked around and found out when they voted for Trump more than anything else, because, like, they, like, fucking, like literally, like, liberals want stuff like free healthcare, there's, like, a lot of different things that they want. They want to be, like, more on par with, like, other countries, while conservatives have actively tried to, like, take away fucking healthcare and cuts to Social Security, which Trump has already done. And, like, they've also made, like, I don't know, it seems like they're more focused on, like, cutting stuff. And also, the source that you used was from, like, a fucking Republican, like, Twitter account as well. So it's like, alright, I don't know. A little bit skeptical on that one.
God forbid we help young families raise the next generation of Americans. No, that would be communism. Young people are
okay.
poor as f*** nowadays. What are they supposed to do?
Piper Raquel, 18, claims she made $2.9 million in a single day after launching OnlyFans.
No more rights. No more women's rights. I am ready for the Islamic Revolution. Mayor Memdani, please press the Islamification button.
I mean, I guess she played into her assets very well, and she marketed into the horny market, and tons of people bought into it, I guess. Like, that's how it be sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, there is a market for sex. That is a real legitimate thing. Maybe we could have a conversation about it, but I feel like given the current political party, like, given, like, the fucking, like, issues we have with today, I feel like that's not really at the top of the list. You know, we talk about, like, a fucking, like, your biggest concern is an OnlyFans person making millions of dollars. Meanwhile, you have Elon Musk, who can fucking take loans, like, against his fucking net worth, and he doesn't have to pay taxes for said loan, and by the time that he fucking dies, like, literally the deadline for paying said taxes will go away, and, like, his children will inherit all that money anyways. Like, again, this is a problem with billionaires. Billionaires are more of a threat every single day to our life than some fucking weird OnlyFans chick that, like, decided to make millions of fucking dollars, like, when she launched it. So, I don't really think it's that deep, but okay.
I know the go-to joke is always, haha, women, am I right? But I think the real question here is, should men be allowed to have credit cards? This woman didn't magically create
I don't fucking know.
millions of dollars with her mind out of thin air. No, millions of...
Well, she marketed into the horny market. Yeah, that's what happened, and tons of horny guys subscribed to it and jerked off to her, I guess. It is what it is.
Men made this woman a millionaire overnight. Where's the accountability for that? I'm out here...
yeah, there you go.
Here, policing the whores. We need some men to be out there policing the simps. We have a simp epidemic. Simps are out of control. Not all
Sure, I guess.
of them, though. Mine are cool. They can stay. Also,
Oh, yeah. I'm sure they can.
isn't this like the third OnlyFans 18th birthday announcement, and the woman turns into a millionaire overnight? Something a little sus about that. But don't worry, thanks to AI, we are entering a new age of goonerism.
Oh, yeah. Love that, I guess.
Honestly, what's the big deal? Men are already talking to the guys in India who run the accounts of OnlyFans models. Is this really any different? The internet is slowly but surely just becoming Indian men scamming other Indian men. But don't worry, not every internet waifu is a man using AI. In fact, if you live in the UK, you may get a state-funded, far-right, purple-haired waifu. Introducing Pathways.
How the fuck does that work?
Is a point-and-click video game created by the UK government to help prevent online radicalization.
Pathways is an educational visual novel and learning experience created by the UK media company Shoutout UK, with funding from UK government's Prevent program run by the Home Office. The game is meant to teach the youth about dangers of radicalization and extremism in both real life and online. This is done by putting the players in a role of a character named Charlie, who must navigate 6 different scenarios relating to extremism. In the second scenario, the player is introduced to the character Amelia, a staunch anti-immigration protester depicted as a goth girl with purple hair, a pink dress, and a choker.
Why is this relevant? I don't fucking know, dude. This seems like just some weird, like, fucking Reddit indie game that she, like, pulled up. Like, what the fuck is this?
The internet instantly fell in love with her.
Really? Is this, like, an actual thing? Oh, I guess it is.
It's like they made her have short purple hair thinking that that would prevent this from happening. But the UK failed to consider the fact that conservatives love art hoes. They act like they don't, they'll deny it, they'll pretend they just want a blonde traditional housewife, but deep down every conservative wants a woman who looks like this, who says the N-word.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I guess. But also, conservatives are probably all closeted gays anyways, because they actively want to take away the rights to gay people.
Government-funded video games. Incredible. At least our government doesn't do weird shit like that. No, our government is very normal. Believe it or not, Mar-a-Lago furry party
Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, I wanted to Google something just to, like, fact-check something that Shoe0nHead just said. It seems like it's, like, not that big of a deal, though, honestly, in the grand scheme of this video, so we'll just keep moving forward, I guess. So, okay, what's next? Mar-a-Lago furry party. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, they do be freaky on Epstein Island. It's pretty bad stuff, Shoe0nHead.
was on my 2026 bingo card. I miss when this weird shit was just done underground. I miss when these parties were secret. Speaking of, the Epstein files were released.
Yeah, they were released a while ago, and only like a fraction of the Epstein files were released, not all of them. So, yeah.
Wow. Incredible. The things
Yeah, because Trump's name is probably all over the Epstein files.
they are showing us are eerie
Interesting, we're not gonna bring that up. Alright.
enough. I couldn't imagine the things that they're redacting. It is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, like our president.
Saying that these powerful people are still being protected. We as a country should be extremely concerned about an international child trafficking ring. This is not just something we all move from, and we kidnapped the president of Venezuela.
Breaking just now.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, we should be concerned with it, and yeah, like, literally Trump is fucking distracting from it. Not to mention, like, I don't know, I don't understand why Shoe0nHead won't, like, explicitly say that, like, Trump could have released the files at any point. Like, I don't know, man. Like, she's doing, like, this weird... Like, something that I notice with all of Shoe0nHead's videos is she constantly both sides, like, everything. Right? And, like... I get that each political party has its issues, but, like, I feel like if you are in between... Like, literally right now, our government is ran by the insane right. There is an insane amounts of fucking shit that Trump has been doing. He has been constantly ramping up controversy throughout his entire presidency. Like, not to mention, he's been, like, the #1 escalator for political violence in this entire fucking country for years now. And... like, we are so fucking scared to even just, like, merely bring up the fact that Trump could be in the Epstein files because of the fact that he is also possibly in there. Like, you allude to rich, powerful people being in the Epstein files, but you refuse to acknowledge that Trump himself has constantly, refused to release the files. And I feel like the reason why is because Shoe0nHead plays like here's the thing, right? Like, a lot of her videos are playing in the middle a lot, but then appealing to conservatives to try and fucking, like, sound based, because, like, she's in an online atmosphere. And, like, listen, she could do whatever she wants to make her fucking bank at the end of the day, but, like, it feels very disingenuous to bring up the Epstein files and then refuse to bring up one of the core aspects of it, and that's the fact that Trump has refused to release it because he is on the fucking files, and he has actively done everything, him and his administration have done everything in their power to keep him hidden as much as possible, to try to filibuster it as much as possible. So I feel like it's a little bit fucking disingenuous to not bring up Trump here, to be, like, absolutely, like, real with you. And yes, this whole Venezuela thing is a fucking distract. Literally, the only reasons why Trump did this whole Venezuela thing was, 1, oil, and 2, Epstein. That's literally it. That's, like, the only reason that Trump was, like, going after fucking Venezuela.
Maduro, the president says, has been captured.
Maduro has been captured and flown out of the country.
In total, more than 150 aircraft, bombers, fighters, intelligence, reconnaissance, surveillance, rotary wing were in the air last night.
First pictures of Nicolas Maduro on the
It kind of looks like Dr. Disrespect. Has anyone ever noticed that?
Iwo Jima that he was being transferred on.
Trump voters voted to fix the economy and to afford homes again. They didn't vote to kidnap communists in the middle.
No, I don't think that's what it was. I think Trump's voter... The reason why Trump won... There was many different, like, reasons why Trump won the election. Like, Trump has made a lot of fucking conservatives... Like, I shouldn't even say, like, normal conservative. Like, listen, if a normal... Like, if you're conservative leaning and you voted for Trump, that's fine. Like, I disagree with you, but, like, that's fine. But then there's MAGA, which is a legitimate fucking cult. If you are MAGA, you are part of a cult, and you are, like, unhinged. Like, Trump has made a lot of stupid people feel smarter than they actually are. And really, like, the Conservative Party has done a good job marketing. It's why Mamdani was so effective with his, like, mayor, like, campaign. That's why, like, it's the same thing. Trump did a good job running his campaign and utilized social media to the best of his ability. And, like, he really tapped into the anger of a lot of conservatives. And a lot of conservatives want instant gratification. That's really, like, all it is. They didn't vote for Trump to, like, afford homes again. Like, I don't really think it's that deep, truthfully. I don't think... It's giving them a little too much credit.
Middle of the night? Actually, they probably did vote for that. Never mind.
The oil companies are going to go in. They're going to spend money. We're going to take back the oil that, frankly, we should have taken back a long time ago.
Holy shit! This is the most transparent administration in history. They weren't lying.
No. They are definitely not the most transparent administration. Trump literally did it and was, like, virtue signaling and, like, playing up to optics about how, like, the Venezuela had a huge drug trafficking problem. But, it's very interesting. If you do, like, a quick Google search on did Trump pardon anybody involved in drug trafficking operations or drug operations whatsoever, like, you will find that Trump pardoned the founder of Silk Road and, like, other people that were involved in drug trafficking operations. Like, Trump doesn't give a shit about the drugs whatsoever. He was, like, virtue signaling about that heavily. But, literally the only reason he did it was oil and Epstein. Really. That's it.
I don't know if it's the Stockholm...
Again, it seems like Shoe0nHead's very scared to bring up Trump being on the Epstein files. You guys notice that? Like, she brought up Epstein twice in this video, and she hasn't mentioned the fact that Trump could possibly be in there. You guys notice that? I feel like that's a little bit interesting, and that may not be, like, an important detail, but I think it is. I think it's very telling of the kind of audience that Shoe0nHead likes to appeal to. She likes to appeal more to a conservative audience more than, like, actually, and then pretend like everything is a fucking both sides issue, and it just feels like a very unproductive way to engage in a conversation.
Syndrome or what, but it's almost refreshing to hear a leader say, yeah, this is about oil, like... Thank you, sir. Thank you for just saying it's about oil. Thank you for not pretending it's about saving democracy and just doing imperialism the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, I mean, Trump wants to fucking take over Greenland as well, so that's, like, threatening our relationship with our allies. So just because somebody is honest doesn't necessarily make them great, I guess. I don't know. It's a very interesting level of, like, interesting way to fucking, I guess, cope with that.
We have such terrible Middle Eastern war fatigue that it was shocking to not hear about how Venezuela is just jealous of our freedoms or some shit. Like, no, it's just for ExxonMobil. Like, okay, carry on.
The US used a powerful...
Carry on, alright. Interesting. As if that's not going to put us in the crosshairs of other countries disliking us or even, like, starting a war with us with Trump indiscriminately bombing other countries, but okay, sure, I guess.
Mystery weapon that brought Venezuelan soldiers to their knees, bleeding through their nose, and vomiting blood during the daring raid to capture dictator Nicolas Maduro.
Yeah, if you're wondering why we don't have healthcare, this is why. We have invisible laser beams that can make people bleed out their f***ing eyes. Apparently, directed energy weapons are real! The beam is real. Deep
What?
state pedophiles are real.
I'm gonna censor that. I think she literally just said a slur in her video. What the fuck is that?
Energy weapons are real. The beam is real.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna censor that twice. I think she just said an anti-Semitic term, which is... I'm not gonna fucking repeat it on YouTube here, but, like, literally, if you Google... Okay. Yeah, crazy. Whatever. It's very, interesting.
Deep state pedophiles are real. Havana syndrome.
Yeah, you guys voted one into office. Or your audience did, more than anything. Like, I forget. Like, Shoe0nHead is like an enlightened centrist that tries to, like, appeal to her conservative audience who voted a pedophile into office. But, yeah.
Is real. Hell, it's almost like being a conspiracy theorist is just another word for being correct too early. What's next? COVID was fake?
There have been
What?
significant developments in the last 5 to 7 years on social, environment, and technology fronts that could help realize My Carbon initiatives for shaping the future towards smart and sustainable cities. COVID-19 was the test of social responsibility. A huge number of unimaginable restrictions for public health were adopted by billions of citizens across the world. There were numerous examples globally of maintaining social distancing, wearing masks, mass vaccinations, and acceptance of contact tracing applications for public health, which
Hold on a second. Wait, hold on. Okay, so I found the original article she's talking about. This article was posted on September 14th, 2022, so that's, like, over 3 years ago. I'm not really sure why Shoe0nHead is including this in her video as if it's, like, brand new, like, as if it's news. Like, it kind of seems a little bit, like, it feels a little disingenuous to do it that way. But more than that, like, the article's original intention, yeah, you can see this is the original, like, excerpt that she used for her video. But the overall message is in the context specifically with the carbon emissions in the world. Like, it's so weird because it's like, I don't know why Shoe0nHead is citing this as it, like, I get that the context she was doing in was supposed to be, like, a joke. But, like, it's almost, like, she can't even, like, make the joke correctly without even, like, citing what the original article's, like, intention was. Like, this is, like, this has nothing to do with, COVID for the most part. It has to do with, like, all the carbon emissions in the fucking world. I don't understand. Like, that just seems like a weird, like, of all the information you could have cited from, I don't know why you picked it from this, of all places, and a fairly outdated article, but okay. It's a little bit weird.
Deep state pedophiles are real. Havana syndrome is real. Hell, it's almost like being a conspiracy theorist is just another word for being correct too early. What's next? COVID was fake?
there have been significant...
Yeah, so that's not what the original article was insinuating. The original article was insinuating that the less people that were going outside, the less carbon dioxide emissions were present across the world, and that makes sense from a scientific standpoint. The less we breathe oxygen into the air, the less carbon dioxide goes into the world as we breathe out. The same for fossil fuel usage, as most people were inside. That was the article's original insinuation more than anything else. Like, you're citing, like, one part of it and you're not including, like, the rest of it. So I don't know why we're, like, pretending like this is such a fucking, like, big point. Also, this article is, like, fucking over, like, 3 years old. So, like, you're pretending like this is, like, new, like, this is news or something.
For publicly of maintaining social distancing, wearing masks, mass vaccinations, and acceptance of contact tracing applications for public health, which demonstrated the core of individual social responsibility.
Oh, sorry, I just owe many people many apologies. Anyway, Venezuela has no
Okay, that was a very weird thing to add into your video, but okay.
president. Who is going to run Venezuela?
So we are going to run the country.
A few moments later.
Hola amigos, yo soy su nuevo presidente, el señor Donald J. Trumpo.
Can we maybe just fix our country first? Can we fix our broken infrastructure?
Yeah, and who do you think fucked it up, Shoe0nHead? Who do you think is responsible for fucking up and, like, making cuts to Social Security and fucking up the country? Like, the audience that you appeal to voted for this shit, Shoe0nHead. Like, we are in this fucking shithole because conservatives wanted instant gratification. If you look throughout history, or, like, throughout recent history, who has gotten us out of a crisis more? Which presidents? It has always been Democratic presidents that have gotten us out of crises. You have Obama, who got us through a crisis fairly well. Was he perfect in doing it? No. But, like, he got us through it fairly fucking well. And then you have Biden, who got us out of COVID when Trump was literally saying, like, we have nothing to worry about in regards to COVID. Trump was downplaying it. And until, like, fucking most of the fucking United States had to declare state of emergency, Like, literally, like, you guys voted for this. Like, this is the fucking, like, you say Trump should fix it, but, like, you guys are the one that fucking voted for this crap. I say you guys, but it's mainly the audience you appeal to, because Shoe0nHead's, like, in the middle, and, like, pretends that everything is a both sides issue, but, like, gargles conservative cum, like, all the fucking time, because, like, she is in a online atmosphere, and she knows, like, where to toe the line.
System. Can we do a little nation building in this nation? Can a bitch get a little regime change in our own country, please? And you know,
can you say that Trump is a problem? Can you explicitly say that?
With modern American nation building.
See, she's not going to bring up Trump being a problem. And this is very intentional. She is not going to bring that up specifically because like, fucking conservatives talk about purity testing on the left being a problem a lot, but, like, it is not exclusively a left-leaning issue. If you fucking even give a little bit of criticism to Trump, you are basically ousted from the entire conservative party. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene essentially had to fucking resign because she was giving way too much pushback to Trump, essentially. Like, you are labeled as, like, a rhino, which is Republican in name only. Like, that's what Mike Pence got labeled when he denounced Trump from January 6th, which is, like, one of the very few good things he actually fucking did. But, like, Shoe0nHead like, again, that's why when she brings up Epstein twice, she intentionally does not bring up Trump. And she's, like, doing this, like, weird concern troll with, like, a COVID article, despite the fact that the original intention of that COVID article was specifically talking about carbon emissions. She can't even make a fucking joke properly. This video just seems so fucking stupid so far. Like, it just feels like she's, like, pretending that, like, the biggest issues of the country is just being in the fucking middle. If you are a centrist in 2026, if you are a centrist right now, you are conservative. There is no such thing as being a centrist in modern day politics. You are in between the insane right, which is what our government is ran by, and that is the reason why we have most of the fucking, crisis, like, going on in our country. Like, conservatives pretend that, like, fucking voting for Mamdani is gonna fuck up New York. You guys voted for Donald Trump when he is fucking up the entire country. And he's, like, wanting to take over Greenland and trying to ruin our fucking relationships with all of our allies. And basically, like, he's putting us in the fucking crosshairs for World War III, basically. Because that's essentially what, like, taking over Greenland might entail. But if you are a centrist, you are in between the insane right, which is what our government's ran by, and the normal left. That's where we're at. So, I'm getting very sick of, like, this constant both sides shit, especially nowadays. Like, if you wanted to, like, be a centrist maybe back in the day, like, that would be different because, like, we're not in nearly as much of a crisis, but it's so obvious which political party is objectively worse. It's not even close. If you are not willing to objectively say which political party is worse, I don't know what to fucking tell you. Like, we are very much in a crisis that is caused by conservatives. And, like, for the past several years, it's always been Democrats getting us out of the fucking crisis. Because a lot of the fucking conservative party wants instant gratification to things. When Trump couldn't deliver on even half of it, and he's made cuts to their fucking Social Security.
Comes refugees. So who is gonna take in these Venezuelan refugees? Are we? Only the hot ones, apparently.
United States increasingly issuing work visas to OnlyFans models based on level of audience reach, according to the Financial Times.
Imagine...
Interesting. When I Google search, like, the exact words of the tweet that she is citing here, all these articles that bring up the same fucking topic, not once does it mention Venezuela as one of the countries that the U.S. is extending it to. So, yeah, Venezuela's crossed out here. Venezuela. Great fucking journalism, Shoe0nHead. You literally are saying that Venezuela is connected to it somehow when you can't even do a basic fucking Google search to find out that that's not even the case. Incredible.
To OnlyFans models based on level of audience reach, according to the Financial Times.
Imagine being an immigrant from, like, some poor country, working your ass off to get a work visa in the United States, when all you had to do was bend over and show hole.
Yeah, well, that's not happening, according to the research that is happening. Venezuela is not doing that. So, yeah, fantastic journalism there, Shoe0nHead.
Booty Latinas to the front, to the back. Anyway.
I don't know if that's a word I have to censor. I've heard people use that word in a very negative context, so I'm gonna... I don't know. I'll look at it when I'm editing this video, and I'll see if I have to censor it or not.
Na boo boo, my president can kidnap your president. We're invincible. We can regime change anyone we want. Who's
do you think it should be that way? Do you think it's a good precedent for Donald Trump to be kidnapping other presidents and attacking other countries and bombing them disproportionately and indiscriminately? Do you think it should be that way, considering the fact that, like, tons of civilians were bombed by us in Venezuela as a result? Like, obviously, they're transporting narcotics is not good, but let's not pretend Trump cares about narcotics when he has pardoned the founder of Silk Road and other people involved in drug trafficking operations. Do you think that's a good precedent to be setting? Like, are we just gonna not bring that part up?
next? Canada, Greenland, Cuba? Cuba's literacy.
Yeah, no, Greenland is next, and that is like a literal threat to NATO and all of our allies, which is gonna be inevitably what Russia wants, but okay.
Rates are higher than ours. Maybe they should come liberate our dumbasses. Kids are swiping on books. But f it, the Don Road Doctrine, baby. Let's go, America is back. Dick Cheney is looking up at us smiling.
You just wait for Cuba. Cuba is a communist dictatorship. Their days are numbered.
Trump, listen to me. Wait, Trump doesn't watch this shit. Vance, listen to me. Get people like Lindsey Graham far away from anyone in power right now. This little Venezuela stunt was cute, but we are not touching any other country. We are not touching—
This Venezuela stunt was cute when we're like literally like the precedent that it sets is that it puts us in the fucking crosshairs of going to war with other countries. Bro, when we're in World War III, I would love to see Shoe0nHead make a jokey video about that. But the moment Charlie Kirk gets his jugular blown off, suddenly we have to make a serious crybaby video saying, oh my god, like, this is a terrible thing that happened. Like, it's a horrible precedent that's set. Like, I don't know, Shoe0nHead. Like, when the state of the world has a lot of serious shit, and like, it seems like the level of seriousness we put into things seems very selective. Like, you seem to only want to do it when someone like Charlie Kirk, who has historically said that the Civil Rights Act was terrible. Listen, I'm not saying you should celebrate Charlie Kirk's death. I'm calling out Shoe0nHead for the, like, the fucking double standard that she's setting here, basically. Like, Charlie Kirk was not a good person. He has historically said that the Civil Rights Act was terrible. He says that a 12-year-old should be forced to give birth to a child because the Bible says so, which is a form of religious psychosis, and that's also a form of child abuse, just to be absolutely fucking clear. He has said that if a black person pilots an airplane, that everybody else on that plane is being put in danger, which is an incredibly fucking racist thing to say. He has, like, an immense fucking hatred for trans people and their rights and actively wants, like, dehumanizes them in every fucking way imaginable. Like, Charlie Kirk was not a good fucking person. So, like, I don't know why, like, suddenly we put more energy into saying that that is, like, a serious thing that happened, but then suddenly when we're indiscriminately bombing other countries, I'm curious. I almost don't even, like, I almost can't wait when we get to the fucking ICE shit, because, like, it's fucking, like, insane that, like, Shoe0nHead can just sit here and, like, say that everything is a both sides situation and then, like, acts all jokey and shit, but, like, is very serious when, like, something bad happens to, like, conservatives or something. It's very weird. It's very strange. And every time she brings up the Epstein files, she refuses to bring up that Trump is, like, one of the core issues of the Epstein files. She refuses to even talk about it.
The Middle East especially. No more Middle East. We all have Middle East fatigue. We are done. This whole thing really put into perspective just how weird it was that we were there, like, for 20 years. You mean we could have just been in and out in a few hours? I guess those poppy fields couldn't maintain themselves, though. Anyway.
I mean, Maduro is not a good person. He was a dictator, but, like, still, like, the precedent that, like, what Trump is doing is, like, bad, especially with wanting to take over Greenland now. Like, if you look in Trump's presidency, he has bombed, like, 7 different countries in this singular term. He's done it with Nigeria, Iran, he's done it with, like, Venezuela, and now he is, like, threatening to take over Greenland and threatening our relationship with all of our allies. The precedent that it sets is more concerning than anything else.
Yeah, sorry, excuse me. But did you forget to check in with Lilith, the barista from Bushwick, and see how she feels about this?
Trump said the United States will be running Venezuela!
Okay, great. So now we're going to... great. So now Shoe0nHead is going to do the typical conservative tactic of cherry-picking, like, specific TikToks to make every single liberal look bad, because this is literally how conservatives radicalize young men into thinking all liberals are fucking crazy, despite the fact that the right is more batshit fucking crazy than liberals ever are. This is the typical fucking right-wing disinformation tactic. This video is, like, utter dog shit so far. Holy shit.
Whoa, a colony! Whoa, imperialism! All for what? So a fucking multinational corporation can get profit!
You know what's funny is I basically said the exact same thing this person.
Great. I love that we're doing the fucking conservative tactic. Like, Shoe0nHead is, like, wants to take the plunge into being a conservative, but she's not gonna do that.
Said, but I said it less loud.
It's like, I don't know, like, the amount of criticism she gives to the right is not even close to the amount of criticism that she gives to the left. Like, she is so much more comfortable dunking on lefties, but like, the criticism she gives on the right is like a slap on the wrist. That is it. Like, that's literally it. Like, that pretty much clues me very clearly into where Shoe0nHead aligns here.
She has a nose ring and I don't, so I'm right and she's wrong. End of story. I guess this is just what
Cool, I guess. Got him.
happens when you dismantle the soft power of things like USAID. We're no longer doing secret regime change operations behind the scenes. Now we're just
Oh yeah, I saw her USAID video. Like, she got, like, a ton of information wrong in that video as well, but that's like a whole rabbit hole. I don't feel like getting into that.
Straight up kidnapping other world leaders in the dead of night and just saying it's about oil, which honestly kind of makes me believe it's not about oil. They're never that blatant, right? I mean, what could it be? Like, Israel?
I mean, it definitely was about oil and the Epstein files more than anything. And it may not have been about oil. Maybe it was just about the Epstein files. I don't know. It certainly wasn't about drugs. I'll tell you that much. Like, it definitely wasn't because Trump gives a shit about drugs.
Wasn't behind this one, right?
The implication.
What?
Which honestly kind of makes me believe it's not about oil. They're never that blatant, right? I mean, what could it be? Like, Israel isn't behind this one, right?
The implications here are real.
I love that we're using Fox News as a... Dude, I hope we just realized Shoe0nHead literally just made, like pushed a JQ conspiracy there. I hope we understand that, right? Like, this is the kind of tactic that Nick Fuentes uses. Like, it seems like ever since, like, Shoe0nHead... Or ever since, like, Nick Fuentes became, like, the center and, like, sort of, like, took Charlie Kirk's place into being, like, a popular radicalizing figure, it seems like Shoe0nHead has, like, been tiptoeing more towards, like, America First, which is, like, very much, like, pushing JQ conspiracy theories, and it's, like, Shoe0nHead, like, it kind of just seems like Shoe0nHead right there. I can't be crazy for thinking that she literally just pushed a JQ conspiracy theory there, right?
It's not about oil. They're never that blatant, right? I mean, what could it be? Like, Israel isn't behind this one, right?
The implications here are really great for the Venezuelan people.
Oh, God damn it. You know, people say I have Israel
Okay, great.
derangement syndrome, but I'm sorry, I can't help it when they get on TV and say shit like this.
No, it's difficult to hear.
This is disgusting! This whole thing is fucking disgusting. You're literally just like, I hope we understand what's happening here. Shoe0nHead is pushing a fucking JQ conspiracy theory here. I hope we understand this.
But it's time to limit the First Amendment in order to protect it. And quickly before it's too late.
What do you mean?
Oh, great. So we're saying that all Israeli people want to limit the First Amendment. That's what this is supposed to... Like, what am I supposed to do with this? This is disgusting. Shoe0nHead right here is trying to appeal to the Nick Fuentes crowd. I hope we understand this. Like, she is actively trying to push a JQ conspiracy theory here.
I mean that we need to control the platforms, all the social platforms. We need to stack rank the...
Who even is this I don't even know who this fucking hold on. So this is the original video that Shoe0nHead's referring to right here. I'll show it right here. This is Shlomo Kramer. I've never even heard of this fucking Shlomo Kramer person before Shoe0nHead brought them up. That's how fucking irrelevant this person must be. Also, this video has like only like 6K views. If you look at the comment section, they're not even hiding their intention anymore. That's how comfortable they feel threatening American free speech. That is the first person trying to push anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. What else? This person is what this is what people mean when they say be aware of Israel first, people. They will destroy American values if it means protecting Israel. That is the second person trying to fucking push anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. I hope we understand what Shoe0nHead is doing here. She is desperately trying to appeal to America First audience by, like, shitting on fucking, like, Israel and saying that the Jews control everything. It's like, what are we fucking talking about? This is what I'm talking about. Like, people are like, but Shoe0nHead criticizes the right all the time. The amount of criticism she gives to the right is nowhere near the level she gives to the left. It's not even close. She is actively pushing fucking anti-Semitic conspiracy theories in her fucking video. This is disgusting. This is actually, like, fucking, like, disgusting what she's doing here.
Amendment in order to protect it. And quickly before it's too late.
What do you mean?
I mean that we need...
I mean, it sounds like this guy is not good, but you're trying to say that this is all of Israel trying to control the United States of America. That is the insinuation that Shoe0nHead literally just made here. It sounds like this guy's not good, but that doesn't mean all of Israel is trying to do it.
It's to control the platform.
It's a very weird way she's trying to, like, appeal to the America First audience.
All the social platforms, we need to stack rank the authenticity of every person that expresses themselves online.
Also, this is weird. Wait, what?
The authenticity of every social platforms, we need to stack rank the authenticity of...
What the fuck? Wait, did you guys notice that? There's a cut there. Hold on. Okay, Shoe0nHead is being incredibly, like, fucking deceptive here. I want you guys to listen to this very carefully, because the way that this video conveys the information based on the way Shoe0nHead shows the proof and edits it very deceptively versus the actual source are two different things entirely. I'm gonna play the video here, and then I'm gonna play the actual fucking video that he's playing. And granted, I'm not, like, a supporter of Shlomo Kramer, but, like, Shoe0nHead, like, the way she, like, deceptively edits it to try to push this JQ conspiracy theory is actually pretty fucking disgusting here. So I want you guys to listen to this. Hold on.
Israel, the Venezuelan people.
Oh, God damn it. You know, people say I have Israel derangement syndrome, but I'm...
You probably do, because you fucking, like, seem to be wanting to align yourself with, like, some of the rhetoric that Nick Fuentes says.
Sorry, I can't help it when they get on TV and say shit like this.
No, it's difficult to hear, but it's time to limit the First Amendment in order to protect it. And quickly before it's too late.
What do you mean?
I mean that we need to control the platforms, all the social platforms. We need to stack rank the authenticity of every...
Dude, and she cuts! She cuts! She fucking cuts to make it seem more deceptive. I'm gonna play that one more time.
The social platforms, we need to stack rank the authenticity.
Dude, she cuts! Now I'm gonna actually play, like, I'm gonna play the actual fucking clip here, just so you can see what he's actually saying. Here's the actual clip from what he is saying.
In countries that allow for the First Amendment and protect it, which is great. And I know it's difficult to hear, but it's time...
She doesn't include the part where he thinks the First Amendment is great. Now listen, I don't, like, know this Shlomo Kramer person, but what Shoe0nHead... Hold on, I'll just play it, because, like, I know I'm getting so fucking tilted just, like, watching the way, like, Shoe0nHead, like, actually, like, deceptively edits clips together here.
And protect it, which is great. And I know it's difficult to hear, but it's time to limit the First Amendment in order to protect it. And quickly before it's too late.
What do you mean?
I mean that we need to control the platforms, all the social platforms. We need to stack rank the authenticity of every person that expresses themselves online and take control over what they are saying based on that ranking.
The government.
The government should
control the social media.
Now, whether or not you agree or disagree with it is a whole separate, like, thing. Like, obviously, it seemed, like, based on what it sounds like here, it sounds to me like, I don't know, maybe they're trying to enforce more of the, like, I mean, he's talking more about the First Amendment and how he likes the First Amendment. I don't think, this is not a reflection of Israel entirely, but Shoe0nHead cuts deceptively to make it seem like they're trying, like, that he's trying to say that he is, like, robbing the authenticity from, and, like, trying to control the authenticity of the speeches. The way she edits it together, she makes it sound like that Israel is trying to control, like, she's actively trying to push a JQ conspiracy theory here. I hope we understand this. And Shoe0nHead deceptively edited two clips together to make him say something completely different. So Shoe0nHead one more time, right? One more time, just so people understand it. Shoe0nHead edited the clips together to make it sound like he's trying to control the authenticity of what something is said. What he is saying here is he is trying to talk about how the dangers of cyber warfare and like disinformation is being more rampant, and so maybe we need to like have limitations to the First Amendment in order to protect it. Those are two different things. Now, again, how he wants to do it may be a little bit crass, but like this weird thing that Shoe0nHead is doing, she deceptively edited clips together to make it seem like Israel is trying to control the world. Hey, future Iconismus here. Just wanted to quickly add to this point because I noticed it while I was editing, and I care about my integrity when it comes to information, and I feel like if I didn't include this part, it would make my point moot, so I just want to get it out of the way now. Shoe0nHead did not deceptively edit these clips together. She just edited out the awkward pauses, but the sentence he was going to say was still relatively the same, so she did not deceptively edit them together. However, I still stand by the fact that she removed context of him trying to combat disinformation intentionally, and she absolutely is pushing some form of JQ conspiracy theory that Jews are trying to control everything, and she's intentionally not showing some of the bits of the context of what he means when he says that the First Amendment needs, like, some form of restrictions to combat disinformation, which you can have any opinion of that. I don't fully agree with it, but that was his original intention with what he was trying to say. I do think getting information correct is important, so I just wanted to add this in here to set the record straight. Back to the main video. Oh, and it gets even worse. Dude, literally, in the CBS article, conservatives push back on Israel billionaire for calling limitations on the First Amendment. When literally he, like, all he is doing is he is trying to say that we need to combat disinformation. Now, did the way he worded it, was it bad? Yes. Like, I don't think we should have too much limitations on freedom of speech. That could be a very bad precedent to set, especially given that Trump can spin that in any way that he wants to push any information he wants. So that could be a bad precedent. But the overall intention with Shlomo Kramer is mainly to combat disinformation. This is fucking... I am so unbelievably fucking triggered at the way Shoe0nHead is portraying this information. She is so desperate to try to appeal to conservatives that fucking hate Jewish people. She is trying so fucking hard to be like this pick-me woman and be like, I'm the enlightened centrist, but I gargle conservative shit way more than liberal shit because I know where my audience is at on the political spectrum. That's what Shoe0nHead is doing right now. I mean, that's why she made a crybaby video about Charlie Kirk fucking dying, but she refused to say anything for a while about Renee Good, and I haven't gotten through all of the video yet, so obviously that could change, depending on how she fucking words it. But, like, right here, this is a pretty big fucking deal that she tried to push an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory in her fucking video, and she completely cut out the context of what Shlomo Kramer was actually saying.
Every person that expresses themselves online and take control over what they are saying based on that ranking.
The government.
The government should
control social media.
Yeah, should do that.
Try explaining that to someone without showing them the video.
Because you fucking deceptively cut out the context from the video, and you deceptively edited the clips together. That's why. That's why. That is the truth. You deceptively edited the clips together to make it seem like he wants to control the world, and you're trying to push this narrative that that's all of what Israel is doing, despite the fact that his original intention was to talk about the disinformation on these platforms. That is what you are doing. That is what you are doing. It is incredibly deceptive of you to do, Shoe0nHead.
Go ahead. Yeah, there's a Jewish...
Yeah, I just did. You're full of shit.
Billionaire named Shlomo who wants to control the internet. Like... Okay, man, you're in too deep. No more Instagram reels for you. Anyway, you should...
Okay, what's Shoe0nHead? Nick Fuentes is not gonna fuck you. Nick Fuentes is gay.
Should have just let us play video games. Now we're perp walking the president of Venezuela down the streets of New York City. But hey, leftists, just think of it this way. By bombing and kidnapping, instead of just doing the usual covert psyops, we saved maybe, what, $1 billion? $1 billion that could go to other, more important...
Yeah, that Trump doesn't want to spend on anything, but he'll spend money on it. Like, Trump went on about how we need to, like, save money and not spend it too much on other countries, but then he'll buy money for his fucking birthday parade that at most only, like, 2,000 people showed up to, as opposed to, like, the millions of people that showed up to the No Kings protests around. Also, you want to talk about fucking saving billions of dollars? Billionaires are a threat to this country more than anything else. Billionaires are a plague on this country. You have fucking Elon Musk, who can take out a loan against his fucking net worth, and he doesn't have to pay taxes for that loan, and he essentially gets to dodge the fucking tax system, like, from that, basically. Billionaires are a threat to the economy so much more than illegal immigrants are, than anything else that you can name. Like, but it seems like MAGA is more concerned about fucking choking on the cocks of billionaires, basically.
Things like defense contractor stock buybacks and empty Somalian daycares, apparently.
Oh my fucking god, she's going there! Oh my fucking god, she's bringing up the Nick Shirley Minnesota fraud thing. I am so done. Dude, I will die on this hill. Nick Shirley is a fucking fraud. That is the only fraud in the video. Listen, the Nick Shirley thing is a rabbit hole. I don't feel like getting into every single detail of it because the Nick Shirley coverage is like hours long, and this video would be longer than it needs to be. But Nick Shirley, for those of you who don't know, he did like an investigation on the Minnesota fraud going on the same day that the Epstein files were supposed to release, by the way. That's a little suspicious. But anyway, Nick Shirley spent only like one day doing investigative journalism in there, and I'll show you just like a couple of points where Nick Shirley is deceptive here. Here's one instance of it. Nick Shirley is at the daycare, right? He's like doing this investigative work on the daycares and constantly like harassing these small businesses trying to talk about the fraud. But like right here, Nick, like there's a woman that shows up and like is getting obviously like afraid that like Nick Shirley is like harassing like all these businesses, right?
Oh, yeah, I would like to see if I can put my son Joey here.
Who's your son, Joey?
My son Joey. Can I check out daycare center?
No! You're a liar. I'm the owner.
Do you put your kid here in this daycare?
No.
There is one child in there. Yeah, I'd like to know if this is a legit business.
Me, I'm scared of you too. How come I explain everything?
You're scared of me?
Yeah, no, she's scared. No, she's scared of Nick Shirley because he's showing up with a fucking camera just out of nowhere, and he's like harassing these small businesses, and he calls this investigative journalism, even though it's a botched investigative. So I'm gonna play this again because this is the part that like really, this is one of the deceptive parts.
If this is a legit business.
Me, I'm scared of you too. How come I explain everything?
You're scared of me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of your recording.
Yeah, because you're recording. Also, notice how. Hold on.
How come I explain everything?
You're scared of me?
Yeah.
In the captions, Nick said, like, makes her say, because of your color. She has an accent on, so I understand it's hard to determine what she is saying. But she is saying because you're recording. He has a lav mic on his fucking, like, neck or whatever. Because you're recording. That's what she is saying. She has an accent on her. And, like, watch what happens here.
Why?
Because of your recording.
Because you're recording. And Nick deceptively says because of your color, which is not what she says.
Because of my color. You said you're scared.
Dude, and he cuts! He cuts before she can answer. Dude, that is crazy to me. Because he says, because of my color, and then he cuts before she could even answer. You wanna know why? Because in the middle of that cut, she probably says, no, that's not what I said at all, because you're recording. He completely cuts that out entirely, and tries to make it seem like that she is scared of him because of his color. And there's like so much more of it. Listen, the Somali fraud is like, this is like hours worth of like, harassing daycares. Like Nick Shirley said, like there's like a point where Nick Shirley is harassing this one daycare center because even though it's an adult daycare center and he doesn't include that piece of information in there,
Soda because of the
hold on.
Another daycare center.
Boynton Autism Center.
We've been going.
There's another local business that probably has absolutely nothing to do with the Minnesota fraud. They're just like, they're like going around harassing all these like local businesses right here.
Went to a lot of these daycare centers. We're trying to find a spot for our little boy Joey, but we thought maybe we could check him into autism.
Yes, it is the autism center. It's not even a daycare.
Autism center? Because none of the daycare centers are open. Yeah, and how many kids do you guys have at this autism center?
I can't give you a number now.
Like more than 5?
Probably, yeah.
Probably, so you don't really know?
Yeah, I don't really know.
What do you guys think about like the fraud that's been labeled on the autism centers here? What do you guys do think about the fraud?
See, like, Nick Shirley is fucking just going out and harassing and, like, accusing them of fraud, despite not even proving that a fraud's... Now, listen, there is a fraud happening in Minnesota, but I do think it's being heavily exaggerated by right-wingers to distract from the fact that Trump is a fucking pedophile on the Epstein list. And a lot of people don't seem to care because they seem to fucking downplay it heavily. And, like, this whole fucking, like, thing that, like, Nick Shirley done, there's, like, hours of footage here. I can't go through every single deceptive piece, but there is a lot of deceptive disinformation that Nick Shirley pushes in this video. And Shoe0nHead is the only people that regurgitate, oh my god, Minnesota fraud is bad, are right-wingers. And Shoe0nHead is trying to suck the cock of right-wingers, essentially. She knows where her audience stands on it. I will give you one more piece of important information that I think really goes to show Nick Shirley's true motivations behind this investigation with the Minnesota fraud. I will give you one more piece of information. Alright, this is from an Andrew Callahan interview that he did with Nick Shirley. This part towards the very tail end of the interview is what I want to highlight the most before we go back to the main Shoe0nHead video. And the reason why I'm showing all this information now is to show you that there always was a fraud in Minnesota, and that, like, it's not anything new. Like, this is not, like, Nick Shirley hardly exposed any fraud. Like, we knew that this fraud existed in Minnesota. And so, like, Nick Shirley wasn't exposing anything fucking new, and, like, Shoe0nHead is just regurgitating, like, acting as if, like, this is some brand new thing that, like, Minnesota found out. Anyways, I'm gonna show this part from Andrew Callahan. We're gonna get back to Shoe0nHead's video.
Or do you see it as both?
89% of the fraud is being committed by Somalians.
Where exactly is that statistic from?
You can pull it up on the screen.
The statement that 89% of the fraud in Minnesota is Somali is a claim that originated from Nick Shirley's video, and it's not from an original source. Nick Shirley, oh my god. That goes to show that, like, this disproves, like, Nick Shirley's, like, claim entirely. 89% of the fraud committed by Somalians, so that's not even true. It just is a thing that Nick Shirley asserted was true. He never even proved that it was true whatsoever.
Find it.
I just want to know where it's from.
You want me to find it right now?
For sure, just so I can, I don't know, I believe you. I just want to make sure we have the exact.
Here, right here. Yeah, and it's not racist to say it. Probably. And when I go to the daycares, there's not a single white person running any of these daycares. Not a single white woman opened up the door. A lot of them could barely even speak English.
Yeah, and, like, this woman, right, yeah, and she could barely speak English, but you tried to make this woman sound like she was scared of you because of your race or your color, but that's not what she said. She's scared of you because you're recording, and then you asked because of my color, and then you cut out what her response was.
Yeah.
Totally not suspicious of you, Nick Shirley.
Then you also have another issue with it, is these people are Muslim. Muslims have 4 wives, and inside of these daycares, who's all working inside the daycare? Woman.
As far as the wives go.
That goes to show you Nick Shirley doesn't fucking care about any of this fraud. He just said a lot of these women are Muslim, despite the fact that Nick Shirley was raised as a Mormon, and, like, a lot of organized religion is, like, also fucking deceptive. But he says that all these women are Muslim, and, like, he doesn't actually, again, there's so much information. Nick Shirley is, like, incredibly racist. A lot of these people are Somali. That's the real problem that he has with it. He doesn't actually give a fuck that fraud is happening. And also, by the way, do a quick Google search for yourself, guys. Google search, did Donald Trump pardon any fraudsters? Tell me the results you get. Go ahead, I'll wait. Because, like, everybody, all the conservatives that care about the fraud happening in Minnesota, when the president that they vote for pardons so many fraudsters, they don't give a shit that a fraud is happening in Minnesota. They don't give a singular fuck about it whatsoever. They are actively doing this because they fucking hate brown people. That's literally what this all is. They absolutely fucking despise brown people, and that's why they are pushing this fucking narrative. So, I don't want to hear any both sides shit when there is constant deceptive portrayal of information throughout Nick Shirley's investigation. I went on a tangent about Nick Shirley, but, like, I think that that piece of information and context is important for you guys to know going into the rest of this video, because, like, the way Shoe0nHead is portraying information here is absolutely, like, fucking, like, incredibly deceptive.
This is MAGA YouTuber Nick Shirley. Back at a daycare in Minnesota, he alleged was a fraudulent facility in a now viral video. Shirley tries to open locked doors and talk to people at various daycares he claims are frauds.
The point is that blacked out doors.
I mean, yeah, like, listen, like, there is a fraud happening in Minnesota, but Nick Shirley didn't fucking, like, expose anything. Nick Shirley was just, like, highlighting that it already existed, and it was again, it was on the day that the Epstein files were supposed to release, and you even had, like, Elon Musk, like, shedding light on Nick Shirley's investigation, despite the fact that Nick Shirley's investigation was so unbelievably botched.
They can't give you any information. You call that number, no one answers.
It's not like Nick Shirley was the first person to expose this either, but now it exploded. And the fallout has been bizarre, to say the least.
Yeah, because a ton of right-wing cum guzzlers are fucking eating it up and acting like it's new fucking information, despite the fact that it's always been known that the fraud in Minnesota has been around. Like, it's not like this is any new information that's being exposed.
Funniest part had to be when the infamous Luring Center claimed to have been broken into the night this all went viral.
Unfortunately, we saw that there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was gone. There were also...
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of people gained, like, fucking knowledge because of Nick Shirley's fucking disinformation, and now that's going to cause more right-wing idiots and far-right people to harass these local businesses. Yeah, I wonder why they're getting people getting broken into during this time.
Checkbooks.
I wonder why, Shoe0nHead.
That were ripped from our check papers that were ripped from our book. This is devastating news.
Oh no, somebody broke into the daycare and stole all the paperwork we needed to prove we are a legit operation. Please ignore my suspicious...
Yeah, because a bunch of fucking right-wing businesses are harassing them. You have Nick Shirley, or sorry, not right-wing business, right-wing idiots are fucking harassing them after Nick Shirley's video. Of course! Of course they're gonna be, like, have more fucking people harassing them. I wouldn't doubt it. Not to mention, Nick Shirley is not a reliable source of information, but Shoe0nHead is going to cocksuck fucking Nick Shirley because she thinks that, like, he is the gospel of fucking information like so many other right-wingers do. But I'm the enlightened centrist. I'm the enlightened centrist that's supposed to call out both sides equally. I call out extremism on both sides unless it's happening right in front of my fucking face! Holy shit, dude. I am, like, the portrayal of information in this video is so nasty. It is disgusting. It is actually, like, fucking disgusting here.
Exact paperwork we need to prove we are a legit Operation Shaped Belly. Listen, no hate to the Somalians, but when my family...
Well, Nick Shirley has hate to the Somalians. Are you gonna say anything about that?
Came here 100 years ago, we did organized crime the right way. We would have had tin walls and cement shoes at the bottom of Lake Superior. This is just sad.
That's another thing. I mean, you won't see a lot of fucking right-wingers talk about the dumb fucking... like, the fucking, like, crimes that, like, Italians, like, The Sopranos. I haven't seen the entirety of The Sopranos, so I can't speak for every single episode of The Sopranos, but I know the general idea is that there was tons of fraud in The Sopranos that, like, the, like, crime families that were committing. And, like, the Italians did it, but they were able to get away with it for a long time. But the fucking Somalians, like, because they're brown, like, right-wing people look at that and go, oh my god, they are a fucking threat to this country, despite the fact that Trump has pardoned fraudsters in this country.
This is cartoonishly pathetic. Listen, nobody is gonna want to support government programs if they think it's all going to shit like this. If you want people to support a welfare state, you have to make sure that welfare is actually going to real things that help real people. Listen.
Yeah, but Trump doesn't seem to care about that because he has pardoned many fraudsters, it seems like. Again, Google has Trump pardoned fraudsters. You'll see the results that you'll get.
It's already hard enough to convince a right-wing audience that there's more to leftism than Reddit and butt sex. Now I have to convince them the wealth redistribution I advocate for isn't all going to Somalian welfare pirates. Thanks. That money should be spent on more important things like... New Gaza. That's right, the World Economic Forum and Jared Kushner are proud to present New Gaza. Yes, the demolition project is finally complete, folks.
Oh, jeez, great. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's like fucking... I mean, obviously, like, what Israel's doing. I mean, I've made my take on the Israel-Palestine situation very clear. I think Israel has a right to exist, but what they're doing to Palestine is horrific and terrible, and they should not be killing innocent people there. Like, what they're doing is fucking terrible. I don't agree. Like, obviously, this is not the first time we've heard of, like, a new Gaza. Like, Trump has, like, proposed, like, the Trump Gaza of, like, flattening Gaza and then basically putting, like, rich hotels there and everything. It just doesn't really seem like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't particularly like the idea of that. It sounds like the idea of it is to ethnically cleanse Gaza to the fucking ground and then just, like, fucking rebuild it from the ground up. It seems very, I just don't like the sound of that, so, I mean, obviously, I've made my, like, take clear on that.
Folks, time to build a Sweet Green and a f***ing Deloitte branch on top of the bodies of thousands of dead children. Hell is not hot enough, ladies and gentlemen. Hell is not hot enough. Anyway.
So Charlie Kirk dies. She gets really, really sad. Like, I just want you to understand something. Charlie Kirk dies. She gets all sad and doom and gloom about it. And the tone of the video is very upsetting. Thousands of children die. Suddenly we smile and laugh about it. Interesting. I think that's interesting. I don't know.
Because of all this fraud stuff, Tim Walz is stepping down, which is sad to see because he has to be one of my favorite characters in modern America lore.
I mean, the fucking fraud in Minnesota has, like, always been around, so it's like, it's not anything new that's been happening again.
White male DEI hire, the last white dude for Kamala Harris. A dying breed. But hey, maybe this marks an official end to the Kamala Harris era, and we can move on and focus on rebuilding the Democratic Party to something more.
Harris stepping toward another White House run.
No, 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 no. We are not doing this. No. I swear to God, the Democratic Party is like an old friend addicted to heroin or something. You want?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, but considering the fact that the Democratic Party has always pulled Republicans out of a fucking crisis each time. I mean, like, realistically, like, are the Democrats doing terrible now? Yes. There's a myriad of reasons as to why they're doing terrible now. But, like, which political party has always pulled us out of a crisis in more recent history? Fucking Obama, you know, he may not have done it perfectly, but, like, Obama got us through a crisis fairly well, especially with, like, the whole Obamacare stuff. You know, Biden got us through COVID fairly well. Biden was not perfect by any means. Like, Biden wasn't my favorite president of all time, but he is miles better compared to what Trump was doing when Trump was, like, fucking downplaying COVID and saying we have nothing to worry about and saying that, like, it's not a big deal until there was a state of fucking emergency. And now Trump is getting us into more of a crisis now than ever with him ramping up the fucking political temperature. It's always been the Democrats that have been able to pull us out of a crisis. Always, throughout history. Like, you guys pretend like Democrats are the fucking, like, bane of people's existences and that they're so bad, they're equally as bad as Republicans, even though Republicans only look for instant gratification and make cuts to fucking, like, healthcare and stuff, and, like, all the fucking crisis that they, like, put us into. Especially now more than ever.
Help them, you do everything you can to help them, but they don't listen. They keep doing stupid things and hurting themselves. But
what I'm talking about. It's like this whole both sides shit is just cringe. It's like both sides are bad. Like, you think that everything is a fucking both sides issue. It is like the most boring fucking conversation. It's the most boring, unproductive, unintelligent fucking conversation ever. And it's just like so weird. Like, all you do, literally all Shoe0nHead's content is she will sit in the middle about situations and she will literally fucking just be like, oh my god, I'm the both sides girly, but I'm never gonna call out right-wing extremism unless it's in my fucking face with the Nick Shirley deceptive Minnesota fraud crap that he does. Like, that's all you do is you fucking cum guzzle conservative shit and, like, try to disguise yourself as a centrist. Like, if you're a centrist, you are a conservative. You are in between the insane right and the normal left. There is hardly any fucking left-wing extremism apart from, like, Charlie Kirk getting murdered, which was done by a guy who was radicalized on Discord servers. And I condemn the death of Charlie Kirk. Absolutely. Like, it's horrible. Like, it's so weird, like, the double standards that we apply here. Like, if fucking innocent people by ICE get murdered, you have right-wingers that try to justify Alex Preddy and Renee Good getting shot, saying she tried to run over an ICE agent, which is fucking cope, because she tried to drive away from him. I'm curious. I cannot wait to see how Shoe0nHead both sides of the ICE situation. I cannot wait, like, because, like, we're, like, more than halfway through this video. I cannot wait. Oh, it seems like we're about to get it, like, very shortly, actually, so I might as well keep playing it.
You just can't give up on them. You can't. You want to see them get better. You know deep down they could be how they used to be. But it's hopeless. And all your other friends keep saying to you, just forget them. Just forget them. It's not worth it. Come hang out.
I really don't think the Democrat Party is as bad as you're making them out to be. I really don't say. Like, I feel like you're heavily exaggerating it.
With us instead.
Again, like, she's not gonna fucking, literally, I want you guys to understand something. A lot of people are like, but she criticizes conservatives as well. But, like, the criticism will be, like, a slap on the wrist. Or, like, just a quick jab. And then she'll go on, like, longer tangents about how Democrats are worse than Republicans, basically. That's, like, all she does.
But those friends are on crack. Those friends are on crack cocaine. But this Minneapolis fraud thing is looking pretty bad for Tim Walz and the Democrats.
No, it's not! It's been around forever! What the fuck are you talking about? How is it fucking looking bad for them? It's been around forever. Nick Shirley didn't expose anything, and it's meant to distract from the fact that Trump is a fucking pedophile on the Epstein list that a lot of conservatives seem to be totally okay with because, like, the conservative party is the party of pedophiles. Just to be clear. Oh my god, this video is disgusting.
People aren't just gonna forget about this, and an ICE officer just shot a woman in the face in Minneapolis.
Interesting. I'm very curious to see how you portray this information in the video, Shoe0nHead. I'm very curious.
You can hear the agents.
Let's see you somehow both sides this issue, Shoe0nHead.
The woman to get out of the car and approach the SUV.
Yeah, so as you could see, she was trying to get away from the scene of the ICE officer.
The woman then drives forward.
You see this ICE officer pulls out his pistol before he steps away. By the way, as an ICE agent, I have to remind you guys every time we talk about the situation, as an ICE agent, you are not trained to stand in front of an SUV or any like moving vehicle. You're not supposed to do that whatsoever. But he pulls out his pistol before he moves out of the way. And pay very close attention to her wheels. She turns away from the ICE agent. Notice that the vehicle's wheels are turning away.
When the
He turns away and then he fires.
Shots are fired.
He fires as he's turning away from him. Again, if you don't have the take that this ICE officer was more focused on shooting and killing this woman rather than trying to keep himself safe away from the vehicle, then I don't know what else to tell you other than you're probably a conservative cum guzzler. I don't know what to fucking tell you. She is trying to drive away from them.
Car crashing.
As I was writing this video, an innocent woman was picking her kids up from school when an ICE officer jumped in front of her car and randomly shot her.
And even if people are like, oh, but like she was blocking the road, like she's not supposed to be doing that, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That doesn't justify killing her. Are you fucking kidding me? That doesn't justify murdering her in cold blood.
Face. Or an angry protester was blocking the road and tried to run over an ICE officer with her car, so he shot in self-defense.
Oh my god, she's actually doing it! She's actually turning this into a both sides issue. I'm not even fucking kidding. We have gotten to a point where we cannot meaningfully say Charlie Kirk, who is not a good fucking person, who has said that a 12-year-old should give birth to a fucking child because the Bible says so, which is a form of religious psychosis. Suddenly we need to make a crybaby video about that, but we cannot we cannot help ourselves but make a clear cold-blooded murder by ICE say that it is a cold-blood murder. We cannot fully say that. That's insane! We have literally just turned a fucking murder into a both sides issue. That is fucking insane!
School when an ICE officer jumped in front of her car and randomly shot her in the face. Or an angry protester was blocking the road and tried to run over an ICE officer with her car, so he shot her.
First of all, she didn't try to run him over. You can literally see in the video she was trying to turn away from it. Second of all, even if she was blocking the road, that doesn't matter. That doesn't justify killing her.
Self-defense.
Oh my fucking god, this is insane.
Depends on how you look at it. Depends on how you voted, apparently. The way I see it...
No, because... I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. There is a correct interpretation of the situation, and there is a incorrect interpretation of the situation. Just to be fucking clear. Right-wingers that say she tried to murder him are absolutely fucking coping out of their minds because they cannot justify the murder of an ICE person without saying that she tried to do it first, even though she didn't. And they have to, like, weirdly lie about it.
This woman was not trying to hit him. She was not...
She also was not an illegal immigrant, by the way, so they had no reason to fucking go after her to begin with.
Trying to run him over. I think she was trying to drive away. And in an alternate universe, he dodges the car and she drives away. And it's easy to be like, oh, in hindsight...
Yeah, no, that's not what he did. What he did was he stood in front of the vehicle by pulling out his pistol first. By the way, you are not supposed to stand in front of a vehicle as an ICE agent. You're not trained to do that, according to the fucking ICE training manuals.
Hindsight, he should have done this, he should have done that. That's like so much of the discourse right now I'm seeing is just in hindsight this and hindsight that, and it's easy for us to say in hindsight, you know, after the fact. It's easy to say he could have, he should have, but all he saw was a car revving up and going towards him.
That's not- oh my fucking god! He didn't try to dodge it at all! He put himself in harm's way! How? This is so fucking insane that she can just sit here and turn a fucking murder into a both sides issue. This is insane. This is actually fucking crazy. Like, it's such levels of copium. Shoe0nHead is desperate to not lose the right-wing side of her audience. She knows that if she pushes back too much on the fact that it's a murder, she's gonna lose out on a big portion of her audience. That is all this communicates to me as. That is literally it. He doesn't even try to dodge at all, actually. He stands there and, like, doesn't even sidestep. He has his pistol pointed at her before he sidesteps. He was not threatened by her at all. If he was threatened by her, he would have moved out of the way. But he wasn't. And also, he wasn't even supposed to be there to begin with because ICE officers are not trained to do that.
This has been one of the most insane political Rorschach tests I've ever seen in my life. It really all comes—
Yeah, only idiots think she tried to kill him. That's literally what it comes down to. Only idiots think that she was in the wrong. Like, just to be clear, only morons and fucking stupid idiots that gargle right-wing cum-guzzling garbage believe that she was in the wrong in this situation. Just to be clear. Just to be fucking clear for just 1 second.
Comes down to,
hey guys, I'm the centrist, I'm the enlightened centrist that calls out both sides equally. I call out extremism on both sides, unless it's happening right in front of my fucking eyes.
How you view ICE and police officers in general. Many, not all, leftists view ICE as completely illegitimate. Same with the police.
Yeah, they deport people without due process, and they fucking, like, they're not illegitimate whatsoever. They are a domestic terrorist organization at this point. They are just being utilized by Trump to try to push for a third term and to see what boundaries they can push for America. That's literally all ICE is at this point.
They want to abolish both. So you're not going to get a real unbiased conversation with those people.
I am actually, like, guys, I'm actually triggered. I think this might be, like, the most triggered I've ever reacted to a video on this channel. I'm not even kidding. Holy fucking shit. You cannot get a unbiased conversation from the left, despite the fact that the interpretation is that he murdered her and she was trying to drive away from him. But sure, the conversation is biased. Good job, Shoe0nHead. Fucking, like, a million IQ take. Good job, Shoe0nHead. Thank you for turning this into a fucking both sides issue. Good job, Shoe0nHead. You have done it. You have done the unthinkable. You have turned the fucking murder into saying, oh, both the left and the right are at fault here. Good job. Good job.
Should a protester respect ICE?
Can you imagine if I went up to Shoe0nHead, like, up to her in person, and I said, hey, by the way, Charlie Kirk being murdered, this is a both sides issue, by the way. You know, like, I understand that, like, you know, basically, like, obviously it was a left-wing extremist that was probably done, like, radicalized in Discord servers, let's be honest. You know, I understand that, like, but this is a both sides issue, you know what I mean? Charlie Kirk shouldn't have been standing there, you know what I mean? He could have easily ducked and moved out of the way from the shooter, right? Like, that's the energy that you're coming at this with. You are assigning blame to Renee Good when she absolutely did not warrant getting killed, and that's just the reality of the situation. You're doing that to not piss off your conservative audience. That's the reality of this situation. That is what you're doing. Even though the fucking extremism on the right is worse, you're trying to sit here and say the left is so biased with their portrayal of information. Based on the video you showed us, she was fucking murdered. Based on the video you showed us, what bias is there?
In the first place. And many, not all, conservatives tend to be complete and utter fucking bootlickers. Completely unable to criticize anything the police do. ICE can do no wrong.
Yeah, no shit, Shoe0nHead.
Don't tread on me becomes tread.
I don't even know why we're having the conversation about the left being incorrect. Like, it's so much worse on the right. Why are we even having the conversation about the left being worse, or potentially, or being biased with their portrayal of information? Okay, if their portrayal of information is correct, who gives a shit if they're biased? Who cares? Who cares? Honestly. Like, who gives a fuck? If their portrayal of information is correct, that she was murdered, why even bother adding that to the conversation? Oh, right, I see. You're trying to make this a both sides issue while giving conservatives a tiny slap on the wrist. Oh, you silly goose, conservatives, you silly gooses. That's what we're doing here.
Harder, daddy, real fast. This is extremely aggravating discourse, and you should be questioning anyone who takes a really firm, hard stance either way, and like—
Why? Why? She was murdered! Why should we be questioning the people that are saying that she was murdered? Why? Why? You're saying that the extremism on both sides is fucking terrible equally, but it is so much worse on the right. It's not even close. You're like, people who are like, both sides are bad, both sides are bad. Oh my god, you might as well just come out and say, hey, I'm conservative. Because the extremism on the right is so much worse. Like, people say left-wing extremism is dangerous. Left-wing extremism boils down to, like, toxic and idiot cancellations online for the most part. Apart from an outlier being Charlie Kirk. Which is fucking terrible, by the way, and you should call that out. But aside from that, the majority of left-wing extremism is just bullshit cancellations online. That's annoying, we should call that out, but it's so much worse on the right. The right extremism is wanting to take over Greenland, wanting to defend pedophilia. You have fucking Megyn Kelly and Nick Fuentes saying that 15-year-olds or 16-year-olds are basically adults, and then you have Asmongold fucking aligning himself with Nick Fuentes and Sneeko, and then Asmongold saying that we should bring back slavery because if you steal like $2 worth of shit. It's like, why? Like it's so much worse on the right, and fucking threatening our allyship with all of our countries, and then disproportionately and indiscriminately bombing other fucking countries. It's so much worse on the right. It's not even close. It's not even a question. It's so much worse.
can't fathom how the other side is seeing what they are seeing. The first episode of my old Hellworld series was actually all about police brutality. It was all about police brutality towards innocent
Yeah, what Derek Chauvin did was fucking terrible. That was also a murder.
Protesters. I was a little more ACAB-y back then.
Interesting. I was a little more of a left-leaning person, but now I'm an enlightened centrist that calls out extremism on both sides, but I'm not going to take a hard stance on the fucking ICE situation whatsoever and turn it into a both sides issue. Shoe0nHead is the type of person that is so scared to take a stance on whether pineapple should be on pizza or not. That's the kind of person Shoe0nHead is.
I was a little more libbed the f*** out back then, but hey, to be fair to me back then, that is what happens when you live in the sheltered suburbs of Long Island in your parents' basement versus having a kid and living in the city for 4 years. The police are a taxpayer-funded HR department.
I don't understand. Long Island is like hella conservative. What are you talking about? Long Island has always been a conservative place. Like if you go on Long Island in like Howard Beach and like around that area, it has always been generally conservative on Long Island.
For Structural Violence. They exist solely to protect the rights of private property. Yeah, we need more police. Police are good. Police are great. Give the police more guns. More guns. Give them more guns. Tanks. Tanks, even. My overall opinion is still basically the same. I'm very critical of the police. I am very pro First Amendment. Protesting is a fundamental American right, and we can't just go around labeling protesters domestic terrorists. That is an
even though ICE agents are domestic terrorists.
Insane slippery slope. And if you support that, I promise you it will come back to bite you in the ass. So good luck in 2028 when President Newsom knocks you up. Whoa, knocks you up. Whoa, what's going on here? Good luck in 2028 when President Newsom...
Jesus Christ, she is so painfully unfunny. It's actually like fucking killing me.
Newsom locks you up for protesting against mandatory forced feminization or whatever the f it is.
Oh, great. Nice. Now we're talking about trans issues. Forced feminization, which first of all, Gavin Newsom does not want to do that. I don't know where you got that information from, so you just outright lied in your video about that. Second of all, I swear to God, it wouldn't be a fucking conservative cum-guzzling video if we didn't talk about fucking trans issues for the millionth time when there's nothing else to talk about. Oh my God. You know, for the fucking people who complain about trans people so much, like, you guys sure talk about them more than anybody else does. The conversation about trans people is so boring. You guys talk about it so fucking much. You guys talk about it more than left-leaning people do. It's so boring. It's so fucking boring. And you just outright lied about Gavin Newsom saying he's trying to force feminization on people. Give me a fucking break.
Democrats do. What do they do?
They've gotten us out of many crises more than fucking conservatives have, provably.
Nothing. They do nothing.
They have gotten us out of many crises that conservatives have fucking put us in, I'll tell you that much.
I don't fucking know. I left this
and it's going to... Watch. Literally, I'm calling it right now. Go back to this video in years' time. I'm calling it right now. When we get another Democratic president in place of Trump, and when the pendulum inevitably goes back left, Gavin Newsom, or like whoever happens to be the Democratic president, is going to get us out of the crisis more than Trump will. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. Like, because Trump has fucked up the country so very much, and people were so comfortable willing to vote for somebody who's fucked up the country so much, and like, Gavin Newsom, or whoever the fuck, like, they're going to get us out of that crisis again for the third time. That's what's gonna happen, but Shoe0nHead's gonna pretend Democrats are useless, because I'm the both sides girly.
Blank. Something pronouns. Like, God forbid the state...
Jesus fucking Christ, again, the fucking trans issues is just like, oh, forced pronouns, oh my God, you guys are so annoying when you talk about trans issues. Again, you guys talk about trans issues more than fucking left-leaning people do. You guys talk about them so much because you probably jerk off the fucking trans people, or like conservatives jerk off the fucking trans people because they have nothing to talk about.
Ever turns me into Swiss cheese, and the president's like, she was a radical leftist lunatic. The people called her Commie Mommy. Can you believe that, folks? Commie Mommy. Sad. And some people were like straight up mocking this woman, celebrating it, and then when people were like, what the fuck, they were like, well, you got Charlie Kirk, so now we got one of your guys. Is that what we're doing now? We're just gonna keep killing each other back and forth? Is that what this is now? Like some kind of civil war? Who gets me in the national divorce?
So it's interesting. Like, again, the energy here, like, guys, I need you to understand something. I'm gonna pull up her video about Charlie Kirk. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna speed it up because we have a lot to get through in this video. Like, there's still, like, plenty of stuff to get through. But I'm gonna pull up her video on Charlie Kirk, and I just want you guys to see the energy shift completely. I just want you guys to understand this. Right, so this is her Charlie Kirk video. I hope we, like, just understand this. Again, I sped it up because we have quite a bit to get through, but I want to show you, like, different snippets of this video to show you, like, the tonal change in this video compared to the rest of her videos. When Charlie Kirk dies, something terrible, like, literally, it's like, that's the thing that we're going to be more serious about. But not when people be killing each other on the fucking left, apparently.
On September 10th, Charlie Kirk was giving a talk at Utah Valley University, and out of nowhere he was shot dead, live, in front of a bunch of college kids, in front of his wife and his 2 children. And I don't think the country is ever going to be the same.
By the way, I just want to bring up very quickly that, Erica Kirk doesn't seem that depressed that Charlie Kirk died. She's been going on, like, all these fucking apology tours and, like, literally taking advantage of, like, the status that she has, and, like, even had, like, Nicki Minaj and, like, celebrating, like, on, like, fucking TPUSA and shit, so... I just want to, like, bring that up. It doesn't seem like Erica Kirk is really that depressed that her husband died.
Only because of this horrific tragedy, but because of everything that followed. The dark, disturbing realization that we may not be on the same page as our coworkers, classmates, friends, neighbors, doctors, when it comes to the issue of murder. I was crashing out on Twitter.
It's so interesting! It's so interesting! We're like, oh my god, the issue of murder, it's so bad, the murder is so terrible, but literally only when it fucking happens to my side. It's very interesting.
A few days ago, just stream of consciousness posting about it.
Oh yeah, by the way, she had nothing to say. Like, I just also want to bring up, Shoe0nHead had absolutely nothing to say on Twitter regarding Renee Good or Alex Preddy. She had nothing to say on Twitter, but she literally goes off on this fucking tangent about how it's horrible that Charlie Kirk died. And it is horrible that he died, but the amount of like, the bias is very clear here. It's so obvious that she is, like, so biased for the right. It's so obvious. It's so obvious.
Run on sentences and everything. 4 days later, I have a clearer head, but I still feel the exact same way. So we are going to talk about what happened, we're going to talk about the aftermath, and then we're going to get a little personal, because frankly, I don't see the country the same anymore, and I know a lot of you feel the exact same way, so we're going to talk about it after we talk about everything else. Charlie Kirk was not a healthcare CEO, he was not a powerful politician, and let me be 100% clear, I'm not saying this to say that it's okay when those people are murdered. My point is that those are positions of power that most people cannot relate to. Like, the average person is just so far removed from that world. But I think what happened to Charlie is hitting differently because, like I said on Twitter, he was just a fucking guy. He was a fucking podcaster. He was a guy who talked about politics. He was a guy who had conservative beliefs. Not everyone.
Yeah, and I mean, he was responsible for radicalizing tons of young men and also spewing extraordinarily hateful rhetoric. I'm not saying that's a justifier to kill Charlie Kirk, just to be clear. What happened to him was fucking terrible. You should the murderer of Charlie Kirk should be prosecuted and probably be in jail for life. Maybe even capital punishment. I don't fucking know. What happened to Charlie Kirk was terrible. The murderer should be prosecuted to some capacity. I don't know how you would do it. However, the law can deal with it how they see fit. All right? Take that what you will. But the energy in this video is so incredibly different. It's like when somebody gets murdered on her side, she has this whole fucking video about it, but she can't even have the fucking gall to call out political extremism when it is happening on the right. With the disinformation, whether it's the disinformation about the fucking Minnesota fraud, with Nick Shirley's dog shit fucking coverage of him just lying about it constantly and harassing fucking local businesses, or when it comes to the fucking, like, murders that ICE is committing by the insane right, which is running our government right now. But sure, I guess radical leftist is insane. She basically does this for the entirety of the video. I guess we'll skip here.
The shooter was a groiper, which is a far-right fan of the streamer Nick Fuentes, and I have no fucking idea where that came from. I'm gonna be so honest, I have seen no actual proof of this. And it doesn't make sense because someone further right than Charlie Kirk wouldn't call Charlie Kirk a fascist, and they wouldn't say he was hateful. Their proof is that the shooter once dressed up like the Slav squat meme from 2012, and they also found a separate meme of Pepe the Frog dressed like the Slav squat meme. Therefore, the shooter is a groiper. That is like seeing a photo of the shooter dressed like a clown, and then seeing this image of Pepe the Frog dressed like a clown, and then being like groiper confirmed. What is the connection? The shooter didn't even post the Pepe image. Like, where did the Pepe even come from? Just a bunch of liberal boomers not understanding memes. The other thing I saw was the shooter had Republican parents, and therefore the shooter must be Republican, which is just funny because we all see what these people say about.
Yeah, so obviously she has like a much more serious tone, as you could tell. She has a very serious tone. This is the tone of the entire video.
Like lefty, liberal, left-wing person.
Yeah, exactly. Like she doesn't have the silly music playing. Her demeanor is very different throughout this entire video. You can see it. I'm not gonna play the entire thing. I've already reacted. By the way, guys, I've already reacted to this video. If you guys want to actually see that, you can find my Shoe0nHead coverage on this channel. So feel free to go there. And yeah, you guys can watch this at any point at your own convenience. But her portrayal of the news when something bad happens to her side is very different. That's the point I'm trying to make. I guess while I'm in the middle of my crash out, I might as well take the time to very quickly promote my Iconismus TikTok. If you guys are not following me, Iconismus_, you guys can watch how purity testing is not exclusively an issue on the right. You guys can watch this Pokimane short that I did. You guys can watch all sorts of things. You guys can watch Asmongold considering quitting politics. I do a lot of exclusive short form content that is not always on my YouTube, except on YouTube Shorts. And I've been trying to get my TikTok on the map as much as possible. So guys, if you are not already following me on TikTok, Iconismus_, please do whatever you can to support my TikTok. I feel like I'm shadow banned here. I'm doing my best to try to grow it and not get, try to like remove my shadow ban. So any kind of support on my TikTok would be greatly appreciated.
Hell yeah, 2 Christmases. Like, you agreed with me when I was upset about the reactions people had about Charlie Kirk, and then you're over here like, boo-hoo, she was a stupid libtard. Honestly, some of you just don't have morals. You have, like, temporary weapons you can use to bludgeon people you don't like when you have the chance.
Yeah, you literally just did that with Charlie Kirk. What are you talking about? You literally just fucking did that. You were fucking condemning the left and saying that they were more fucking awful, and you're saying that Democrats are, like, useless. You have given so much disproportionate criticism to Democrats, and you have basically kissed the ass of the right throughout this video. That is what you have done throughout this whole video. You're really not that deep, Shoe0nHead. You are not a difficult read at all.
You and all
You're actually a very, very easy read. More than anything.
People who mock Charlie Kirk are all going in the pit, and you can come out when you learn how to be normal. In my opinion, a lot of folks—
Got it. So, okay. I literally, again, people mock the death of Charlie Kirk. That's disgusting. They should be fucking condemned. I'm not afraid to say it. People who mocked the death of Charlie Kirk and made fun of the death of Charlie Kirk, that's disgusting. They shouldn't have done that. Now, it's okay to not feel bad for I think that's a different thing. It is okay to not feel bad that he died. You don't have to care that Charlie Kirk died. That's fine. That's different from straight up, actually making fun and celebrating his death. That's obviously disgusting. But you're sitting here and you're making the ICE murders a both sides issue when it is very clearly a fucking, it is an example of right-wing violence committed by our administration. It's not even close. And, the truth of the matter is the only reason, Trump or anyone would take any action against these ICE agents is because of optics more than anything else. Because they were getting a lot of pushback. They don't actually care that innocent people are dying at the hands of ICE. Just to be clear, this administration does not give a shit.
Focus on illegal immigration should go to the employers employing illegal immigrants for cheaper scab labor. I feel like that's really important, and we're not—
Oh my god, this is what I'm talking about! It's now we're harping about fucking illegal immigration being a fucking issue when billionaires are a threat. Shoe0nHead's not gonna talk about how billionaires are more of a threat than any illegal immigrant in this fucking country. This is what I'm talking about! It's the constant regurgitation of right-wing garbage, just more so than left-wing shit. This is what I'm talking about. You can't even acknowledge the side that is more objectively in the right here, or correct.
Doing that. It's kind of interesting that the government is focused so hard on immigration right now, but apparently hasn't made any real actual legislative change to the laws of immigration. Dragging Jose out of—
Or has done anything about billionaires being more of a threat to the economy than illegal immigrants are. And also, by the way, illegal immigrants are not a threat to the economy. We are actually very dependent onto them, but all these people that say we should kick every single illegal immigrant out of the country don't understand that we are dependent onto them to some capacity because they work a lot of jobs that we otherwise wouldn't, and they contribute to the economy significantly. You should come here legally. But also, I can understand the sentiment because, we should have one of the greatest countries in the world. We're very lucky to be here, actually. A lot of countries, you get killed for criticizing the government, i.e. Saudi Arabia and a lot of Middle Eastern countries. So, we're very fortunate to be living in the United States of America. And so I understand the sentiment of wanting to come here even if you come here illegally. You shouldn't come here illegally. You should go through the legal immigration process. That is, what you should do, and we should have policies to enforce that. I understand. But it's not ICE's job to be fucking murdering people and then deporting people without due process.
Home Depot might work for now, but they have to be working on something more substantial, right? Well, Palantir, the company named after the evil crystal ball in Lord of the Rings— Right.
God, she is so painfully unfunny. I'm actually, legitimately want to fucking take a pitchfork and fucking gouge my eyes out.
Apparently working on a new tool for ICE. And what does it do? Oh, nothing really. Just creates a map of deportation targets, pulls up a dossier on them, and assigns them a confidence score. Because if there's one thing we can trust, it's a private Silicon Valley tech company's algorithm deciding who gets disappeared. Every single surveillance tool starts by simply protecting us. It's only gonna affect the baddies. But who are the baddies? Today it's illegal immigrants, tomorrow it's furries, next week it's people who are into feet, and before you know it, it's fans of VTubers. You know, on second thought, I don't buy into the propaganda that simply enforcing border security, something every developed country has, is akin to Nazi Germany. Sorry, I don't. Build a wall.
That's not what people are- This is what I'm talking about! Oh my god, she can't even get that right! That's not what people are saying at all! What are you talking about? That's not what people are saying. People are saying that Trump's usage of ICE is like Nazi Germany and the Gestapo, because that is everything. If you look at the secret police in Nazi fucking Germany, they could raid your homes, they could murder people, whoever they want. That is literally- oh my god. She can't even get that right. She is so fucking she is so conservative, brain broken, and that she can't even get that right. That's not what people- no one ever says that enforcing the borders makes the country equivalent to Nazi Germany. Not a single person has ever said that. I don't know what you're talking about. They're saying that Trump's usage of ICE is very akin to it because they are murdering whoever they want. They're not even murdering illegal immigrants. This goes beyond the conversation of illegal immigration when you take into account that the murders ICE has committed weren't even on illegal immigrants. I don't know what you're fucking talking about here.
All Hitler.
Oh my god.
Deport illegal immigrants? Hitler.
That's not what people are saying at all. You deep down, you know it.
Just kick out the criminal ones at least? Hitler. Like there's-
Oh my fucking god, this woman's an idiot. This woman's actually so dumb. Holy fuck. She has to- I feel like Shoe0nHead has to be a little bit self-aware, right? Like, she has to understand that some of the shit she is saying is actually, like, stupid and idiotic, right? Like, she knows the audience she can tap into and the audience that she can appease. So, there's no fucking way she doesn't understand that, like, what she's saying here is stupid, right? Because it absolutely is. Not a single person agrees with this sentiment.
There's no other option besides-
No one has ever said it. Ever. I'm letting you know now. No one has ever said it.
Borders, that is acceptable to some people, and I don't get that. What I do get, however, is that people don't want to live under a Palantir police state, where people can't even film ICE agents without getting put on some kind of f***ing list. I feel like there has to be some kind of normal, sane option besides-
Guys, the centrist option is the good option. The extremism on both ends is equal to each other, despite the fact that it's worse on the right. Guys, look at me, I'm so smart. Oh my god. This is insane. This video is insane. This video is so dumb.
Globo homo.
Oh, I think I'm losing brains. This has got to be the most fucking infuriating react I think I've ever done in my whole life.
Versus Peter Thiel, Nightmare Tech Bro Dystopia.
Oh my god.
How is it not possible to just, like, be normal, be normal, be normal, be normal? But hey!
Yeah, being normal means turning a fucking murder into a both sides issue, because that's the normal side, guys. Guys, look at how bad both sides were. As you can see, she may have tried to run him over, but no, she was trying to turn him away, guys. No. Right-wing audience, I'm not disagreeing with you guys. Don't worry about it. I'm not criticizing you. I'll bring up the Epstein files, but let's not talk about Trump. Because I know that's going to irritate some of you, that's going to offend some of you, and I'm sorry that I offended anybody by bringing up the fact that Trump could be on the Epstein files, maybe, but I'd never once bring that up, ever, every time I talk about the Epstein files. Guys, just be normal. Be normal, guys. Be normal. Be normal. Be normal. I think I've lost my sanity, guys. I think I'm tired. I'm tired. I actually legitimately think this is the most triggered I've been reacting to a video. I don't think I've ever been more triggered reacting to another video more than this video. I actually, you did it, Shoe0nHead. You did it. You made me, you have beaten the world record for making me the most triggered in a fucking video out of any react video I've ever done. I've crashed out on videos before. I've gotten pissed off with reacting to some videos. I've watched some pretty bad videos on this channel. I don't think Shoe0nHead, I think this is like peak level fucking anger that I've reached. Like, I'm actually so unbelievably triggered right now.
It's cool the DHS created a portal where you can see all the people they have been deporting. One guy was deported back to Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia doesn't exist anymore. We sent that motherfucker back in time. Listen, what happened to Renee Good was a tragedy. It was terrible, but
yeah, no shit.
hopefully nothing like this ever happens again. And another person was shot by ICE in Minneapolis.
So interesting. Charlie Kirk dies. Oh my god, I don't think this country will ever be the same again, guys. It's very sad. It's very, oh my god, I'm very sad, guys. It's a very terrible time. But, hey, that motherfucker's dying, you know what I mean? Another motherfucker died.
According to a preliminary...
Bro, I actually hate this woman. I actually legitimately think this woman is, like, an absolute fucking cancer to society. Like, I'm not even kidding. I legitimately think I hate Shoe0nHead after this video. Like, beforehand, like, I thought Shoe0nHead was a little bit pathetic with how she would, like, both sides everything, but, like, there were worse people. But I actually legitimately fucking hate Shoe0nHead. Like, I think Shoe0nHead is a fucking plague on this platform. That, like, adds nothing productive to any fucking conversation, ever.
The Department of Homeland Security report, 2 Border Patrol agents discharged their weapons, seen here in graphic.
Yeah, so basically they disarmed Alex Pretty, they got rid of his firearm, and then they beat the shit out of him, and then they shot him when he wasn't even a threat at all whatsoever.
Cell phone.
We gotta point out the double standard. Kyle Rittenhouse showed up to a protest with a gun. And listen, a lot of leftists, or a lot of, like, left-leaning people get really upset with my take on Kyle Rittenhouse. But, like, my take on Kyle Rittenhouse is, should he have been there at the protest with a gun? No. But, like, again, what Kyle Rittenhouse did was self-defense. There were people trying to attack him and trying to take his gun away from him, and he shot them in self-defense. And, like, yes, I am gonna say what Kyle Rittenhouse did was a form of self-defense. It sucks that Kyle Rittenhouse got sucked into a bunch of right-wing rabbit holes after that. But Kyle Rittenhouse, like, definitely, like, it was a form of self-defense. Also, the person that Kyle Rittenhouse shot turned out to be a pedophile anyway, so who gives a shit that he died? I honestly don't care.
Video captured by eyewitnesses. 10 shots fired off in total in just seconds. Pretty pronounced dead on the scene.
Yeah, so this was obviously a murder. And, like, again, I have to point out the double standard with Kyle Rittenhouse, right? Kyle Rittenhouse, you know, he was exercising his Second Amendment rights. According to MAGA, or according to right-wingers, they're like, oh, he's exercising his Second Amendment rights. He has the right to do that. But Alex Pretty shows up with a gun. Death penalty. Death penalty. That motherfucker deserved to die.
To be absolutely clear, stuff is still coming out about this as I am filming.
No, we have what are you talking about? We have everything that we need. She is terrified. She is scared of her right-wing audience. She is terrified of getting fucking canceled by her right-wing audience. She is so scared. People talk about purity testing on the left. She is right now, right there. There's still information coming out, despite the fact that there is so much evidence released on Alex Pretty. Like, you don't need more evidence to determine that it was a murder. Like, we know it was a murder. We see that motherfucking video. You right here are, the fact that you just brought that up, there's still more evidence coming out. Listen, she is scared of getting purity tested by the right. She knows that her audience is conservative leaning. A majority of it is conservative leaning.
Literally, as I am filming, this happened. You know, there's no body cam footage yet, so I could be totally wrong. Totally possible, totally possible.
Right-wing audience, don't get angry at me. Right-wing audience, please do not get angry at me. That's what she's saying here. We have to understand that.
However, first impressions, watching the video at multiple angles, multiple times. Yeah, I think they just fucking murdered that guy. It looks like...
Interesting. I love that. I love that. So, Charlie Kirk gets shot. Guys, this is a very terrible, dark time for America. But fucking ICE being used as the Gestapo and murdering people. Oh yeah, I think those motherfuckers just died. Those motherfuckers just died. That's what Shoe0nHead just communicated to us. I hope we understand that. Great.
They took his gun and then shot him. Like 10 officers come over to him.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of him. They confiscated his weapon, or they confiscated his weapon before they were beating the shit out of him, and then they shot him. And this was all because Alex Pretty was helping up a woman that ICE, for no reason, pushed into the snow. That's it.
Wrestle him to the ground, the agent disarms him, take his gun, they yell gun, 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 and then they shoot him several times in the back. More information can come out, but the...
What are you talking about? We have all the information you need. Shoe0nHead, it is right in front of your eyes. We have all the information we need. That's like looking at the Charlie Kirk murder video and being like, guys, there could be more information that comes out about Charlie Kirk's murder. We have no idea if he actually, like, was murdered, or, like, if this was a justified murder. That's what I hope we understand that is what Shoe0nHead is doing here. I hope we understand that. She is so terrified of her right-wing audience. She is so scared that she has to have this plausible deniability language to be like, guys, there could be more information to come out to justify the killing of Alex Pretty. What are you talking about? What are you saying?
Impulsive bootlicking I have been seeing has been fucking insane.
Why does a nurse feel compelled to go confront ICE armed with a 9mm handgun? Only one person could have prevented this from happening, and it's Alex Preddy.
Yeah, who goes to a protest and brings a gun?
Yeah, Kyle Rittenhouse. Yeah, there you go. At least she brings that up in the video. Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
Look, if the government...
Thank god she actually fucking... I'm actually surprised that she brought that up. I'm not gonna lie. I like, genuinely, like, the portrayal of information has been so piss poor in this entire fucking video. I'm genuinely surprised she actually fucking brought up the double standard on the right there. I'm actually genuinely surprised. This is, like, her first good point out of, like, 27 minutes in her entire video.
Can take a firearm from you and then kill you because you had a firearm, then nobody actually has a right to own a firearm. If that is how it works, then there's actually no such thing as the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment does not exist. I feel like some people genuinely just forget that police are just people. ICE officers are just people. They're literally just people who work for the—
No, they were people who were bullied in high school and had an authoritarian complex and decided to join ICE because they can exemplify their fucking fantasies that they want to act out. They are incredibly violent individuals because murdering people is an incredibly emotional thing to do. Murdering Alex Preddy, that was an incredibly emotional thing to do when Alex Preddy wasn't a threat. Murdering Renee Good, that is an incredibly emotional thing to do. These ICE agents are fucking violent as well. They are not police. They are not law enforcement. They hardly do anything to enforce the law. They are Trump's personal fucking, like, secret police that he can use to push for a third term. That is all they are. You should not treat ICE as humans. Fuck ICE. I don't care. I don't see ICE as human. I don't care. I'm sorry. We have reached a point now where we are beyond having a civil discussion about this. We are beyond having civil talks about this. I'm sorry. I am not going to sit here and fucking, like, I'm not going to get upset if ICE agents gets what's coming to them. I'm sorry. What they have been doing is fucking disgusting and inexcusable. There is no possible spin you could have on it.
The government, like anyone else. They're DMV employees with guns. They can be stupid. They can be bad. They can make mistakes.
Yeah, and that's why they joined ICE, because they were bullied in high school and they were incredibly stupid. And that's why they do what they do. Yes, thank you, Shoe0nHead, for pointing that out.
Like, I don't know what it is about some people. Like, once someone has a badge, it's like, that person is just a perfect angel and cannot be criticized at all. You're telling me all I have to do to get you fucking people to listen to me is to dress like this? Alright, fair enough. Stop gooning. None of this would have happened if ICE agents were being trained better instead of being rushed through the system with little to no training. And if Minnesota just worked alongside ICE to make sure they were doing this in a safe and more effective way instead of just egging on a fucking jihad against them. Also, if ICE's goal is to—
Not only that, but like fucking ICE killed both Alex Preddy and Renee Good. They were not illegal immigrants, so they had no reason to be, like, trying to stop her to begin with, or stop them to begin with, because all Alex Preddy was doing was trying to help a woman up that was pushed to the ground for no reason by an ICE agent. That is all that happened. That is literally what happened and caused him to get murdered, because that's what happened. They are ICE terrorists.
Round up pedophiles and fraudsters. I hear there's a pretty big list of pedophiles and fraudsters that need to be rounded up. Unfortunately, we'll never fucking get to see it. I'm trying to make this video somewhat funny and entertaining, but I'm not gonna lie, this is really bleak. Is America okay? Can we please go one single day without living through a major historical event, please?
Yes, and guess what? Why do you think that is, Shoe0nHead? Tell me, why do you think that there is a major thing happening every single day in politics? Why? Because Trump is ramping it up constantly. He has ramped up controversy constantly throughout his entire term. Why do you think that he has been fucking... Why do you think that's the case, Shoe0nHead? Can you say it? Can you actually say it? You also brought up pedophiles and fraudsters earlier, and you refused to bring up Donald Trump. Notice how she hasn't brought up, like, Donald Trump every time she brings up pedophiles or Epstein. Have you guys noticed that? You guys notice that she is very, very scared to talk about Trump whenever those topics come up? I think that's very intentional. Very, very intentional.
And a bunch of new Epstein files just dropped.
Great. Are you going to talk about Trump?
Great. We're going to war with Iran soon, aren't we?
Are you going to bring up Trump?
Was I? This just says Mr. Beast tendies.
Great, yeah, no, she's not going to bring up Donald Trump whenever Epstein comes up. She knows that her audience will get so pissed off and she will get purity tested by the right if she brings up Donald Trump or criticizes Donald Trump. That's why she's not going to bring up Trump when Epstein comes up. Because, like, the conservative party has made constant excuses for Trump. You have Megyn Kelly and fucking Nick Fuentes who say that 15 and 16-year-olds are technically not pedophilia, so it's totally okay. and like you have constant like bootlicking conservatives fucking just like over and over and over again making constant excuses for Trump, and then you have Asmongold making like so many excuses for Trump, and then like Asmongold's like, just because Trump went on the island doesn't technically mean he did anything, because Asmongold is incredibly pro-Trump.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is simulating a chicken's body and the cells are just multiplying.
Why are we even showing this in a video about the fucking, like, politics?
I honestly can't tell the difference. What the heck?
I will not live in a pod. I will not eat the Antichrist lab-grown chicken tendies. Oh, I completely forgot about this. Sorry, I am not on my Vyvanse today, folks. I forgot to take my normal pills. It wasn't long before the race hustlers took advantage of the terrible Renee Good situation in Minneapolis.
Say Her Name is a movement started by black women, for black women specifically, and it's not—
Oh, great. We're back to doing the classic conservative tactic of cherry-picking one singular TikTok that one idiot leftist says online that's terminally online, and we're gonna frame this as every single leftist does this. Okay, great. Love it. We're back to doing this again. You guys are getting old. Can you guys, like, fucking get, like, a new method to, like, if you're gonna, like, try to, like, be fucking disingenuous, like, can you at least make it more interesting instead of just using the same script again and again that we've seen, like, a million times? Like, we've seen you try this tactic so many fucking times with so many different topics in history.
not appropriate to use in regards to Renee Good.
She deserves a hashtag and everything. It should not be Say Her Name. Say Her Name is reserved for black women.
This is not for any other race. Simple as that.
Say Her Name is specifically reserved for black women.
Say Her Name is for black women.
It feels kind
These are idiots on TikTok that you're pulling, and you're pretending like every single leftist does this. I don't understand.
of wrong being here in some way. I don't know why.
Why do you think? Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know why. That's called white guilt, honey. That's the white guilt you're feeling. It's amazing. You could literally be killed by the state for the cause. And these fucking people will still disgrace you for the curse of being born Caucasian. This is very woke 1.0. I thought it was dark woke time.
Nobody forgetting Renee Good. She has achieved the highest honor a white person can achieve. Race traitor.
She has achieved the highest honor a white person can achieve. Race traitor. And this type of psychotic rhetoric seems to be working, because like 70% of the—
Oh, God, this fucking political extremism bad on both sides. Here we go again. Both sides bad, despite the fact that it's objectively worse on the right. Shoe0nHead refuses to acknowledge that it's way fucking worse on the right because she gargles conservative cum disinformation. This is just obnoxious. This is what you've been doing this entire fucking video. And I'm just so fucking drained from this video. This is like an absolute abysmal job. This might actually be Shoe0nHead's worst video that she's put out on the entire channel. I'm not even kidding. Like, she somehow managed to take an objective murder and make it a both sides issue. That is fucking crazy. That is actually fucking, like, insane to me.
videos I see of people like trying to disrupt ICE has been white women. White women literally throwing themselves at armed officers like lemmings off a fucking cliff for street tacos. What the hell is going on with white women? Who will save the white race?
Ah yes, Hitler's strongest soldiers. A Mexican, a Dominican, a black guy, and a looksmaxer.
That looksmaxer is none other than Clavicular. Clavicular is a Gen Z influencer and live streamer who got his start within the niche red pill communities and has recently blown up to mainstream popularity, especially in right-wing circles. His main claim to fame is looksmaxing. Looksmaxing, for those of you who are employed, is—
Looksmaxing is a term for aggressively maximizing one's physical attractiveness through routines like skincare, facial exercises, mewing, fitness, and sometimes extreme cosmetic procedures. Originating in online incel forums but popularized on TikTok, focusing on enhancing features like jawline and bone structure.
I personally think it's interesting to see men adopting the insane beauty rituals that women have been doing for decades. But now that a man is doing it, it's seen as psychopathic or gay. A woman will literally spend thousands of—
What? What? Wait, what?
TikTok, focusing on enhancing features like jawline and bone structure.
I personally think it's interesting to see men adopting the insane beauty rituals that women have been doing for decades. But now that a man is—
No, looksmaxing is a fucking radicalizing movement to say that is the only fucking, like, it is the only way to attract women is by the, diameter of your face or whatever the fuck looksmaxers do. Like, I reacted to a looksmaxer earlier on this channel. It is absolutely a radicalizing movement.
doing it, it's seen as psychopathic or gay. A woman will literally spend thousands of dollars on hair, makeup, skincare, peptides, plastic surgery, fillers, Botox, red light therapy, moon water, and we just call her Stacey. But a man does it, and we call him Patrick Bateman. A woman reshapes her entire—
No, that's, you know damn well that's not what people are doing when they describe looks maxing. Looks maxing is like an incel movement that says that this is the only way you can attract women. Women, like, yes, a lot of guys will look at women and look at looks first, obviously. That is true. That is, like, majorly true. And we can have a conversation about, like, how that's indiscriminately both for men and women. Like, looks do matter for men as well, for, like, looking attractive and everything. But we have to remember that looks maxing is incredibly radicalizing because it doesn't take into account all the other fucking traits that you can use to attract women. If you have a good personality, that's attractive. If you... There's like so many other things. Like, there's so many other ways than just looks to attract people. And like, the looks maxing movement is incredibly fucking radicalizing. It's an incel movement. It's a literal fucking incel movement.
Entire face with makeup, normal. A man—
But no, Shoe0nHead is going to turn... She's going to do what she does best, and she's going to be like, looks maxing is just a both sides issue, guys. Look at this. I'm the enlightened centrist that calls out both people equally, despite the fact that I criticize leftists more than the right-leaning people. And I can't fucking call out political extremism when it happens right in front of my face in a fucking authoritarian fucking regime from Trump.
Jawline with makeup, gay. A woman wears a push-up bra to make her tits look bigger, empowering. A man shoves socks in his shoes.
Okay, if you say so, Shoe0nHead. Jesus Christ, this is like, this is a very unintelligent video, and so I'm just gonna meet her with like the unintelligent energy.
To make himself taller, a liar. A woman gets lip filler, typical. A man smashes his face with a hammer to make his jaw swell up. Okay, yeah, that one's a little insane. One of the looks maxing tips some young men are apparently doing is called bone smashing, where they take a hard object, usually a hammer, and smash the bones in their face to make their face temporarily swell up and allegedly give them that Chad jawline. Honestly, don't knock it till you try it. Here we go. Perfect. So that concludes this episode of the Hell World Report. If you liked it, please
Thank God.
subscribe and consider donating to my Patreon, link down below. It helps the channel and I appreciate it so much. If you don't want to do that, you can also put a little tip down in the tip jar somewhere over here somewhere. I feel like a barista. Yeah, it's just gonna ask you something on the screen down there. If you have some stories you want me to cover in the next Hell World Report, be sure to send them to me on Twitter at Shoe0nHead. I will give you a little shout out if I wind up using the story in the next episode. Okay, and I will see you guys with a new fun slop video. I keep promising a slop video and then terrible things keep happening. I'm sorry. Next video is a slop video. I promise. Okay, bye.
Oh my God, thank God that's over. That video was... That might actually be Shoe0nHead's, like, worst video she's ever put on the channel. I don't think I have been more triggered at a video than that video. That video was exceptionally bad. It's actually insane. We somehow managed to take 2 murders done by ICE and make it a both sides bad issue. So... yeah, great stuff, Shoe0nHead. Fantastic fucking news journalism, whatever the fuck this video was meant to be. Jesus Christ, dude.